Hey, you're listening to Clemente's Corner. This is my intro. I had on the Lake Dads. I was very excited to have these guys on. I've played their music a ton of times. It was really cool because I've been trying to meet these guys forever, and they're awesome. It was everything I wanted it to be. And you're really going to enjoy this episode. If you've listened to any past episodes, if this is your first episode, you're going to enjoy it. It was a good time. I just did a show in Plainview again, except this time it was cool. It was fun. I was on there with JJ Howell and Jared. I forgot Jared's last name. And this other guy, Cole Walker. Hedrick, is that his last name? I don't know. Shout out to the Lubbock community. You guys are awesome. I'll be back in Lubbock Friday at an Axe Bar. I don't know. I forgot what it was called. I went to an Axe Bar. You have nice nipples. Anywho, um, nothing else is going on in my world. Starting a new job tomorrow. That's exciting. I'm going to personal train, and I might sell cars. Probably not, though, because I don't really want to sell cars. Anyway, that's cool. That's all the news in my life, in my world. How are you doing? Don't yell. It's a kitty. Is he eating your fries? Oh, okay. Stop that cat from eating your fries. Anyway, this is episode 99. About to hit episode 100. And if you've stuck with me this long, I really fuck with you. And even if you're a new listener, I already fuck with you. And I have a bunch of cool guests coming on. I have some reoccurring guests next month that are going to be on. Also, check out the Heard That podcast, my other podcast. They just went to Dallas and recorded 2 or 3 episodes. So that's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. Can't wait to hit episode 100. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I got to think of something. But stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Lake Dads is a really awesome band out of Amarillo. They have 5 members. They started out with 3, but they just added 2 more members, and they're awesome. They kick ass, and they're going to be performing. Yeah, they started with 2. Now then they went with 3. Now they have 5. Anyway, they're going to be performing at Golden Light, and that'll be on Tuesday, the 2nd. Is that the 2nd? No, Tuesday the 1st, they'll be performing at Golden Light. And then the 5th, they'll be doing a house show with Stuart Cohen. I've had Stuart on before. If you want to hear that, just go back and look at that episode. He's a really cool dude. He's a great artist. So check them out, see what they're all about. They're awesome, and they're really cool, and they're fun, and we had a great time. So please enjoy the episode. I'll go ahead and play the intro. I've played this before. The song is called Sea Wolf. I don't know how to start these things. We're just going to get into it. You're listening to Clemente's Corner. This is episode 99, almost at 100. I don't know what I'm going to do for 100, but this is cool. I'm here with the Lake Dads. I have Sutton, Marissa, Matt, and Keely. I remembered all your names. I'm so proud of myself. Anyway, thanks for coming, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
You're all
having
members
us.
of the Lake Dads. I'm a big fan of you guys. I played. Anyone who's listening has heard your music on here. I used it without permission. So you can
Hell
sue me if you
yes,
want.
The only way we want you to do it.
Okay,
Dude,
cool.
thank
That's good to
you.
know. So you all, we just talked about this earlier. You all met at Roasters, all employees.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's
that's how we
exciting.
all met.
All love of coffee.
Yeah.
Love of coffee.
We
That's
do
cool.
love coffee. Every day
Yeah.
is National Coffee
At one
Day
point, we
in
all
our house.
needed a job and liked coffee. So
That's cool.
It was like over years.
if you think
though. It
about
wasn't
it,
all at once.
that's how our
Yeah.
paths
Mhm.
crossed.
Yeah.
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 That's funny. I've always wanted to try being a barista. I've always wanted, like, I fantasize about being a barista in the morning and then a bartender at night.
Dude, same.
Really?
When I first got hired at Roasters, I was like, all right, cool. This
And
is
I'm
one
gonna
of my
bartend.
job bucket
Yeah.
lists crossed off. I always wanted to be a barista and a bartender.
Hell yeah.
That's cool. I was a bar back. Oh yeah, y'all saw me doing bar back stuff. They I don't know if I'm employed there anymore. They just stopped scheduling me, so I'll find out. I'll find out
How's it
soon.
been going?
But anyway, that's cool. So you all met at Roasters. How long have you guys been a band? I know Sutton just came in to the. I mean, you probably all jammed together beforehand,
Oh,
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been jamming.
So Lake Dads has been a thing for what? 2 years?
2.5,
Over?
3
Yeah,
years
2.5
now.
years.
Yeah.
But it has evolved since then. Marissa's been with us for like a year?
Almost, just
Almost
about.
a year? That's crazy
Close
that it
to a
hasn't
year.
even been a year yet. Because
Yeah.
like she's such a solid, she's like part of the core. And it
Oh, yeah.
happened so fast, I feel like.
I feel the opposite. I feel like it only feels like it's been like 2 months. And then I think
Yeah.
about it and I'm like, oh, wow.
It's crazy though. But it's
Time
been great.
flies.
And then yeah, Sutton just joined us and Blake.
that's awesome.
And it's been just going really well.
It was a really great
Yeah.
sound at
Thank
the
you.
Art
Thank
Apparel. Is that what it's
you.
called? 2740. Yeah,
Yeah.
that place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that was our first time to like all play together as a full band. And it was a lot of fun.
It was
was a lot of
so
fun.
much fun.
Yeah.
It was a great time.
Next time I watch you guys, I won't be the door guy, so I can relax.
Nice.
I had to ask a weird dude to leave, so
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
you'll notice
Yeah,
that.
That
That's
was
the whole
I-
scenario.
That was something.
I was aware of the
That's the thing.
situation, but also like so unaware as to what
That's
what
funny.
the
Yeah, I
heck
was
was
aware but
going
aloof.
down.
To the situation.
Yeah, I was
You
like,
know,
same.
it's- I knew, but you know,
It's weird time,
kind
but
of dumb. So
it was chill though. We played,
Yeah.
and it was a
It
good
went
time.
better than I had
And
expected.
then Dolores tore it
Oh,
up.
as
Oh, he's
always.
cool.
Yeah.
That's a fun guy.
Always, yeah.
So you guys have been. So you started out just you two, in Lake Dads.
Yeah, just me
Yeah.
and Matt. Yeah, it
That's
started
fun.
like I was originally gonna play guitar for him
Mhm.
because he has been writing songs for a long time and performing for a long time. So I was like, let me be your guitar player. And he was like, yeah, for sure. And it was really weird because by the time we got our first show, we like did not know what the fuck to do. We had not like, we were like, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
So we like got the drum machine out and like just tried to put together a set basically.
Mhm.
Like did our best to put together a set. And mostly Matt sang at first. But yeah, that's pretty much how it
Yeah, I think it
started.
was
Or like
split,
how our
yeah.
sound started with the drum machine.
Mhm.
Just us trying our best to like make a set for this house show we played at Blake and Sutton's old house.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how it started.
It's exciting. So were y'all already together at that point, or did the music like make a relationship of love? You know.
we were kind of together.
We
at that
were
point.
together before we actually started the band, but like we jammed together way before we started dating,
Yeah.
and we're like really good friends before that.
That's cool.
So I would say music first, then
Got enough,
blossomed.
and- yeah. just
Yeah,
gotta-
but then Lake
Happened.
Dads was after that. 'Cause then we were like, wait, we actually got to do shit. We actually have to
How'd
do
you
music.
come up with the name Lake Dads?
I think.
You were wearing cut-off jean shorts.
Yeah, I was wearing
and a
jorts one day.
flannel, and I just said you look like a dad going to the lake. You look like a lake dad, and
Yeah, it was at work. We were dating, and I rolled up in my jorts, and he said, "You look like a lake dad." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And it really hit home for me because the town I grew up in, like, had a lake. So I was like, bro, I know exactly what a lake dad is. So I, like, wrote that down in my notes one day, or, like, whenever that happened for, like, I was like, maybe I can, like, come up with a band name that came up. And he really liked it, and I hated it. Yeah, I was like, no, that's not. I didn't like it at first, but
funny.
it's grown on me.
Yeah, it kind of grew.
What lake are you from?
Lake Meredith,
Ooh,
Fritch.
fun.
Fritch, America.
I went there for the first time recently.
Yeah, it's
I couldn't like find like is there like a beach part? Because I was
not
just swimming by the
anymore,
boats.
Because, like, what happened was this was like a beautiful lake, and basically during that super bad drought, like in the 2000s, it went down a lot.
Oh,
and
that
then,
explains it.
Yeah, and just shit got all fucked up, and then it came back up. It like rained a whole bunch, and it came back, and now it's just like weird.
Because it kind of it looks like Palo Duro Canyon.
Yeah, it
if
does,
had
with just water in
Yeah.
it. Exactly. So it's like hiking at the canyon, but then you can get in the water. So it's better a little bit.
Man, there's not scary snakes in there. I don't know if there's scary
Oh,
snakes
yeah.
in Palo. There probably are. I
Yeah.
haven't seen
Yeah.
them.
More than
Yeah.
I just
likely.
think about them when I'm walking. You know?
Yeah, true.
Snakes
They're-
aren't snakes.
Guys?
I honestly thought you were just gonna say, well, it was a really pretty lake and then meth.
And then
meth.
meth.
That is an issue.
And now,
That is an issue.
there we go.
And then meth. Yeah.
Were you gonna finish that statement?
I was just gonna say that snakes on the land are chill, but once you see them in the water,
Yeah,
that
they're
shit
not chill.
is
Yeah, they move
scary. Dude, like a snake on the ground, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, and then they'll
but then, like,
disappear.
I look in the water and I see a snake. Oh, hell no.
They'll go under the water, and you're like,
But there's
you
those snakes
could
in
not
the desert
pay me to get in
that
the
go
water
like
with
40
a
miles
snake.
an hour.
Yeah.
Those are scary.
yeah.
But still, somehow, still not as scary as a snake in the water. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like on planet Earth, like when the
Ugh.
lizards, the baby lizards
Ooh-wee.
hatch. Have you seen that?
Is that where like one lizard's running through all the
Yes,
snakes?
Yes.
yes,
Oh
dude. That is
my
like
God.
the
That's
most,
the most
intense
intense-
scene of
I
television.
can't believe he
in
made
like,
it. That was
That's crazy.
That was terrifying.
That shit's
Yeah.
crazier than The Lion King. That one clip.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yes.
crazy shit.
I was just about to say that.
Nature shit.
But to say nothing's
Dude,
crazier
like
than
real
Lion
life,
King.
real
except-
life crazy.
Lizard-
Not like
Real life.
not like planned crazy.
It was-
like
Lizard made it.
It was better.
Yeah, because
The
I
Lion
thought he was
King.
gonna die like 7 different times.
that's
so.
pretty controversial, Keely.
I
People
said
really
it.
love Lion
Brave.
King.
Said it. That one
Brave and
10-minute clip is better than the
Did you see? Did y'all see the live action Lion King?
No, I haven't seen
I've heard.
it.
I've
and
only
I-
heard bad things, so I'm scared to watch it.
Really?
Well, someone was like, the faces are too real and they don't have emotions.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but
like
what
the
about the cast
voices,
trailer?
the cast is what's really
Dude,
important
yeah,
about
I
that.
wanna like
I
The cast is really good.
I do
hear
really-
the musical scenes in that. More
I feel
than
bad for
anything.
not having watched it yet. but
Because what I heard about it so far, well, so far it's been out for a long while, but from what I've
Yeah.
heard, it's like basically exactly like the original.
Mhm.
So I think like the main thing you have to look forward to is just the musical numbers.
Yeah.
Like,
That's a good point.
I mean, and it'd be cool like to see it like done in a different way, but I don't know.
live action
Yeah.
Aladdin was exactly the same.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
see that
yeah,
one.
I just want to see
I've heard
John
a lot
Oliver
of things about
as,
that one.
Zazu.
Oh, true.
Absolutely.
I forgot
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
And
I
Seth
forgot.
Rogen's in it, right?
Yeah, Seth
Yeah.
Rogen.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Billy Eichner? Is that his name? Billy
That's his
Eichner?
name.
Yeah, Billy Eichner.
I call him sassy gay guy, but that's
Yeah.
because I can't remember his name. I'm like that one sassy gay guy.
Sassy loud man from Parks and Rec.
Oh, Craig. Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Hey, yeah,
No,
He
okay,
was in
sorry.
something
I
else.
just
Yeah,
really
Craig,
did
Craig.
put them two together.
So you guys have been together 2 years. You have that, like you had like 3 songs I think on SoundCloud before your last album. Do you call it an album?
Yeah.
I don't know. People are always like EPs and LPs. I don't know what either of those stand
This
for.
one is an album, actually.
Okay.
Which is cool, because, like, we thought we would have to do an EP, which, I mean, it's just classified by, like, the length of the album,
Mhm.
whether it's an EP or an LP. So this one actually was long enough to not be an EP. So that was cool. But that's basically like how you classify it. But yeah, we had like 3 songs before that than the album.
So that's like your first like full body of work.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Very fun to listen to. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
It sounds great on the
Yeah.
lake.
On the lake.
Yeah.
Did you listen to
Good.
it on?
I did.
You did?
Nice.
Yeah, slightly.
Wow.
I mean, like driving into Meredith, and I like didn't have
Nice, dude.
service anymore, but
I feel
Yeah.
so honored.
it's a good time. It's a good time.
Nice.
That's fun. So are you guys working on new music now? Now that you have more instruments, more bodies
Yes.
involved?
It's crazy
Yes.
how much like faster we are able to write songs now. We've like so since we've been a full band, we've written 3 songs, right? And so how long that's been like 2 months that
Yeah.
we've been a full
Yeah,
band.
I think so.
Wow.
So we've written 3 songs,
Yeah, 3 news.
and it's like we're just really going through a phase where we're like coming up with new songs together. We haven't started
Yeah.
recording anything though,
Mhm.
and so we're just trying to focus on like playing together right now.
Yeah, I feel like getting them in the band too is like it's just all songwriting much who are good at certain
Yes,
instruments
very
and like
true.
you know, so we're all just
Everybody
like
contributes.
you know,
like,
everybody's got back
a
cataloged
lot of ideas.
lyrics that they've written and chord progressions they've written
Yeah.
and it's just kind of coming
And we
together.
like show
That's
each
crazy.
other everything, like anything you may have like came up with that day while you were practicing or whatever. We're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, what do
They're
you
like
think
the
about
Avengers.
this? Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
We're all Hawkeyes.
Yeah, but we're all Hawkeye.
Everyone contributes to like the writing
Yeah,
process.
for sure.
Pretty much, yeah.
For
That's
sure.
crazy. I've always wondered how that dynamic works in bands.
Yeah,
fun.
it's
That's fun
different with
stuff.
different
Yeah.
people. Some people like some entire bands like will just have one person that writes everything, but I just can't imagine that.
I've never really like
That
done
doesn't sound super
though.
fun to me.
Just like ended up working out to where it just works so smooth now
Yeah.
to where it's you know
Yeah.
I don't know
We're
it,
all,
like I whenever I put my mind to it with another person it never worked, but now that it's just like a second hand effort you don't even think about
Yeah, to work
it
with
like
other
works so
people,
much
yeah.
better now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I jammed with Stuart Cowan the other
Stuart.
day,
I love that
and
guy.
like we ended up writing a song. We just were drinking and getting drunk and writing songs to each other, and then like then
That's
we ended
awesome.
up writing one song together, and it was really cool. So
Hell yeah.
I used to, you know, 5 years ago, I never would have been able to do that, but
Yeah.
now I feel like it just clicks a lot more.
Working with
Nice.
other people is very different from just
Yeah.
working off of your own ideas.
Did
For
it-
me,
oh,
it's
sorry,
like, oh, I'm sorry. For me, it's important to do both personally, but like some people just, you know, like have a preference.
for sure. And you said you beforehand you wouldn't have done that. Was that just because like you were nervous to like reach out then that way?
Yeah, that and like I had tried it with a few of my like songwriter friends back in the day and it just didn't really work. And then yeah, I think it's like when you're really focusing on something it doesn't really work that well. But when you just kind of let it happen, it like
Yeah.
that's how songwriting has worked
And
out.
it's like easier to do that when you're by yourself. To
because
just,
we have so
like-
much stuff to just dig from and just all of us are writing songs I feel like constantly and it's you have this like giant just yard of shit you can just pick from
Yeah.
and you
It's
know
beautiful.
it's kind of just happened perfectly, you know.
Yard of Shit would be
Yeah.
another
Yard of
good
Shit.
band
Yeah,
name.
that's just a yard of
Yeah.
shit.
Maybe an album.
Yard of shit.
That's funny. I had Stuart on the podcast, but we just talked about like the environment for like
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yeah.
So I got to get him back on because we didn't talk about his music at all.
Stuart's good to rant with though.
Yeah, we
dude.
just we went down a rabbit
Dude,
hole
that's so
about
Stuart.
invasive
Drunken
species.
ranting. Yeah, it's great.
What did we rant about with him for like an hour?
Well, I feel like I ranted about like
Pitchfork.
country music and Pitchfork
was
with him
Pitchfork.
one time. Where I just
We did the old
Yeah, it was,
pitchfork rant
country
for a
music's
long
not as
time.
bad as people say it is. You know, like that old musician
Yeah.
rant of
Like Pitchfork, like the company.
the
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pitchfork.
Or literal
Yeah.
pitchforks.
No, pitchforks.
Literally, I hate
I
pitchforks.
hate
Yeah.
pitchforks. They serve no purpose in today's world.
It's so true.
Cool if you're Amish, not cool if you're the devil.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Or
Basically.
very-
I don't know. I think
Very
or very
cool if
yeah,
you're the
flip
devil.
them.
flip it
Flip,
around.
not cool if you're
flip it
Amish.
around. Yep.
Not cool.
Yeah.
Super cool if you're the devil.
Thanks for correcting me. You guys are right. You guys are right. That's fun. So what is there a genre for the type of your sound?
What is the one you came up with?
I'm so bad. I've just like come up with so many to try to find one that has like a ring to it, but they're all so funny. Like
R.N. Gaze.
R.N. Gaze.
That was my
What's
favorite.
the
my favorite
one?
one. Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite one. That's what I like to say. But now it's completely different because we have a live band, so I don't even now I have to reevaluate like what we're doing. But it's been getting
Early
pretty like
2000s
funky. I feel
country.
like. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's we've just been doing Alan Jackson covers
Ludicrous.
actually. So
Ludicrous is cool. Get out the way, bitch.
It's just.
but
Limp Bizkit is how I would describe it. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just.
I would say neo soul.
Neo soul. I like that the way that sounds.
That's a good one. I think that's what most people would describe us as.
Neo soul.
But, you know, it might not stay like that, so
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know what we're doing, but I am having a good time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. What's are there any like bands that influence your sound? Because I mean there's so many minds, there's probably like 1,000. But there any like
Yeah.
Yeah.
is there anything that
I
like all
think-
listen to collectively?
I mean, I would say we all listen to a lot of the same music, but like when it comes to like each of us playing our own instrument, like we have our different
Yeah.
influences. I mean,
True. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody's
know.
kind of
We
Bob
kind of-
Dylan influenced. Everybody's
Yeah.
kind of, you know, you got your
Yeah.
Beach House, you got your Tame Impalas, you got your, you know,
Yeah,
stuff
like
like
the
that. But then you got
greats
your,
of-
you know, King Gizzard,
Yeah.
and like, you just got a,
Like-
Yeah,
just a whole
Rissa
bunch
loves
of
King
weird random.
I love
Gizzard.
King
I
Gizzard.
haven't even heard of that, but I'm gonna
God
write it
dang.
down.
Ooh.
King Gizzard
Check
and the
out King
Lizard
Gizzard.
Wizard. They're
sure.
for
Are
real.
those two different bands?
No,
No.
it's
Oh.
all one.
Okay. I was like, that's weird.
And go ahead
Dude,
and check
they're-
out the Lizard Wizard. also. But
No.
no, yeah,
They're like one of the greatest bands of all time.
Nice.
they're like performance wise. I've never
They're
seen them.
like
You guys have.
crazy.
Yeah.
They have 2 drummers.
Nice.
They have 2
Yeah,
drummers,
they're
a bass player,
very-
2 guitar players, and then one guy who does like keyboard, sometimes harmonica, sometimes like fucking recorder.
Every
like
single album is a completely
yeah,
different genre.
it's like
That's
you
awesome.
couldn't
It's
even
cool.
put like a genre around them because literally and they put out like sometimes they'll do like 2 or 3 albums in one
It's
year.
Really?
crazy.
Yeah.
They record.
Yeah, in
so
2017 they
fast.
put out 5 albums.
That's crazy.
They
And,
probably
like,
just like live track
how many
all
of
of
them is
that,
there?
and then they just like.
in total.
How many King Gizzard
Well,
albums?
No, how many members in the band?
There's 7. There's 3 guitarists,
Okay.
a bassist, 2 drummers.
Okay.
That's
nuts.
crazy.
I didn't
But
know
yeah,
that.
like when you watch them perform, like, oh man, it's crazy because they're like seriously like the most like in sync band like I've ever seen. In
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't
That's
gone to that
cool.
many performances, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're one of my favorite
I
bands
believe
like
you.
of all
one band
time.
we saw
Nice.
that like all of us saw together was Toro y Moi,
Oh.
and
Oh.
we went to Dallas
Oh,
to
yeah.
go see
Oh, yeah.
Toro, and it was just a big like bonding
Yeah,
experience.
just
It was
because-
before we were all a band, but
Yeah.
I feel like that's a big gateway into us becoming a band.
Is-
It's
is
like
that a
going
full
to see
band?
that show. Yeah, now, yeah, when
Okay.
he's like on tour, Toro.
Yeah,
is
he
definitely-
writes all the.
Yeah, he
stuff.
he
Yeah.
does all the stuff in the studio, but then like has a band to tour
Yeah.
with.
That's
and-
badass.
I think, like, what we do have in common with, like, our taste in music, I think, is that we all just happen to think that Toro is a god.
Hell yeah.
So,
Truth.
and so, there are many other, like, artists that we all really, really enjoy.
I jam to him all the time. He's cool as hell.
Yeah, he's super cool.
He was on my Spotify suggestions
'Cause
like
he's
2 years
this,
ago.
He's the perfect mix
Nice.
between like he's a producer, but he also like records
Mhm.
a lot of live sounds, and I think it's really cool. Like he's the perfect in between on
I
that.
feel like we should just wrote down all the records we have at the house that we live. Like we all should just.
Have you seen his music videos?
Yes.
Yeah.
I like just how like
Yes.
nonchalant he is the whole time.
He
Yeah.
he's the
Yeah.
chillest dude
The one
ever.
for, we're still talking about Toro, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I just had to make
still
sure.
on the Toro subject.
But the one for Ordinary Pleasures is like
Yeah,
such a cool
that
video.
one's super cool.
No.
Yeah,
I love
he's
that video.
and
I
he
love
like
that
records
song.
like very analog, but it's like a dance beat, and it's like just perfectly in between. If you're like into that's kind of like we want to keep a like electronic production level to it, but then also like we really like playing as well. So we want to try to like mix those two things together the best we can.
Very cool. I like that. That's fun. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this one band. They're really small. They're called Slipknot.
They're pretty underground. I don't know. if
They
you guys
have they have like 9 members, and they have a guy who just beats trash cans. So if y'all ever need an extra guy, I'll hit trash
That'd
cans.
be
Yes.
for y'all.
sick. And can we wear masks?
Yeah, I mean,
You
Go
know,
on.
the one that scared me the most when I was
Gay
little was the
clads.
guy with like the really long nose in Slipknot. Like his mask was like, do you guys remember?
yeah.
Yeah.
That like scared the shit out of me when I was little.
You know what's
I was
scary is
scared.
like old school doctors had those big ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell was that? What was
What
going
What
on?
was that
Yeah.
about? Why?
You gonna trust that guy?
Yeah, dude. It's like, all right, we're ready to do the procedure.
Yeah,
All
what's
right,
the
we're all
purpose?
good.
Sutton,
Are
what's
you
the purpose?
yelling?
I feel like you know, actually.
Well, I think it stems from like the Black Plague in Europe, and like they were plague doctors. It's just, I mean, they were
Oh.
Keep a nose
stupid.
distance.
Right.
Yeah,
They
keep
were
it that
stupid
far
as
away,
shit.
yeah.
I mean, like the premise, I guess, is okay. They had their face closed off from the patient or whatever,
Yeah.
but they're like sticking leeches on them and like burning incense. Like, how do we save this guy? Like, all right, toss him in the pile.
Throw some rocks, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, so, it is
So-
spooky though, for sure.
Interesting. Do you study history? Are you like a historian, man?
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
cool.
I definitely dig history. I think
Sutton
it's
is
fascinating.
one of the smartest people I know.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say it.
I'll second that.
That's what's up.
Anytime I have a question, I'm like, Sutton, what? So why does that do that?
He's like, well, actually,
Yeah.
it's because the thing over here is the thing here that makes the thing do the thing.
Hmm.
Except much more eloquently.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Well,
Anywho,
It's like, thanks.
Back to the plague.
Thanks.
Back to the plague.
Appreciate you.
Oh yeah, big thing I want to talk about the tour you guys went on. How many cities did you hit?
How many do we see?
What do we do?
Phoenix.
One in Arizona, yeah.
San Diego,
San Diego.
LA, and Salinas, but we had multiple shows in each city.
Yeah.
Besides
Yeah.
Phoenix, we
Yeah,
only
so
had
it was
one
just
there.
4. Yeah.
Just 4 cities.
That's so cool.
It was cool though, because we could like just stay in one city for a while
Mhm.
and like play the shows that we have there, and then like
Yeah.
move on.
And you had a big ass bus.
Yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
crazy. It was the best time of my life though. It was
Oh,
so
yeah.
much
Same.
fun.
Dogs.
it was so much fun.
Yeah. So much fun.
How did you all keep your jobs? How come
We
roast-
just all worked at Roasters forever, and then
Yeah.
Roasters was like, it's fine.
bam, yeah.
We'll hire some
They were
16-year-olds.
very, very cool about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could tell that they didn't want to be cool about it, but they weren't, and they like really came through for us on that one.
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the way we
Yeah.
kind
Much
of
appreciate.
like saw it was like, because we got really nervous about like telling them
Oh,
about
yeah.
it.
They were like,
and,
we're basically gonna lose our jobs. Like,
But yeah,
Stressful
the kind
time.
of comparison we made like was people leave and come back for school all the time, which is something they're doing to work towards like their goals in life, and for us, it's like
Yeah.
the same amount of seriousness
absolutely.
as someone
it was,
going to college or
It was
going
a scary,
away.
scary thing to do that we
Right.
felt like we needed to do. but
yeah.
I can understand why
Exactly.
it looked
But, I
like
mean-
a weird, like, just party bus
Yeah.
going
We go to
cross country.
California.
We
Whatever.
had 11 people on this bus. Yeah. They were surprisingly very chill about it, though.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
we really appreciate it.
And they all
Because
I mean,
we were broke as heck from that.
Yeah.
But that was expected for sure, and we made it through, and we are here.
I mean, honestly, like, I expected the circumstances to be far less. I thought it was going to be a lot harder than it
Yeah.
was, as far as, like,
I thought,
Like getting our
surely
next
something really
meal,
bad's probably gonna
like-
happen.
paying
And it
for
didn't.
gas. Like, I mean, I know we had planned it out, and, like, luckily, too, like, I think pretty much all of our families were really supportive of us and,
Yeah,
like,
they
helped
were.
us out a lot.
We just
so-
needed to try it
think
because
we
that's
learned
what
a
we
lot.
plan on doing for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
So
Hell
we
yeah.
were like, we're gonna keep doing this, so we should just start trying to learn and figure out how this is done.
And I think it was really cool, like, for most of us, it was like a reinforcement, like, I don't know, at least for me, like, I was like, man, this is really scary, like, just dropping everything to go do this thing that I love. But then when we got back, it was like, all right, like, I know for sure that this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
it paid
you know,
off.
it really did.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it didn't
Well,
technically
not.
pay. We made like so little money, as expected, though.
Right.
You know. what
But
I mean?
we still have the bus, and we're gonna do stuff to it.
It
and
didn't break
then we're
down.
going to-
I was like, surely this thing's gonna break
Go
down
on
at some
other
point, and it
tours.
didn't.
I mean,
It carried our bodies the
Mainly
whole way.
The going away show is what made it happen. Cause
Absolutely.
we hadn't made so much money at
Yeah.
the going away show.
Can you
Yeah, that was a
imagine
great show,
if
too.
we didn't do
Screwed
that?
the first like
Yeah.
week.
That was
Like,
Ethan's
We would have been
idea.
dead in the water.
It was
like-
Ethan's idea, and I was stressed
Dude,
about
Ethan
it because
came in clutch.
I was stressed
Like,
about it because I was like, we're about to play so many shows. I don't want to play this show, and
If
it
we
was.
hadn't, it would have been bad.
It wouldn't. Yeah, if we hadn't done that, it would have been really bad. We
Super
made,
cool. Everybody who
venue,
came.
yeah.
yeah, shout out to Ethan for that
Yeah.
idea,
Right.
and also it was just incredible to see like everyone's family is there.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
wild. Like
That was really
everyone's
cool.
entire family was there. It was really cool.
It was super cool.
But we were like nervous about it at first. We were like, oh, there's so many old people out there.
dude, I was
Yeah,
so
I felt awkward
nervous.
carrying
Yeah.
walking in with beers.
I know. I didn't even know what to expect for that show, and it was funny. But
Yeah, I feel like I was up
but the
top
amount of
during
support
Sweet
in the room
Days.
was
Right.
I had never had
Dude,
that
we
in my entire
literally
life. I was
got-
like, whoa.
I don't know if you. I'm sure you guys do, but we got a standing ovation.
Oh, yeah.
like for the
Dance.
first and
Got a
only
standing
time.
And it was our moms and dads.
And I was like, all right, cool. I'll take
That's
it.
great.
you
It
know?
felt a little bit like a talent show, but
It
a
did. But a talent show we got
recital
paid for.
paid
that
for
made the tour happen.
and
Exactly.
made the tour happen. And
But-
just like to see people's support is like
I
the
think
best
it just
feeling.
felt like a talent show because everyone was sitting down.
There were
Like, it
there
wasn't
were
really
risers. That's
experience.
what
There were a lot
I
of our
really
friends
thought,
there.
on
okay, I
risers.
thought that like the old people. I thought that the old people were gonna be
Peppers.
sitting in the back, and then that like our friends and homies were gonna be like up front, like to
So you
dance
can't
and
tell a
stuff.
certain demographic to sit in the back.
No, that's ageist, bro.
Ages.
I'm not.
Back of the bus.
No.
Ooh, we.
I'm just kidding.
Too old. Go climb up those stairs and sit in that chair.
No, yeah, but we did only sit out like a few chairs
And
for
then,
like older relatives to sit in, and then just everybody sat down. Everyone was
where
like,
are
"I
the
need a
chairs?"
chair."
Got more chairs.
So
I was running around like back and forth,
So it was-
getting more
it
chairs.
was really funny. Everyone was sitting down the whole time, and then everyone just
Yeah.
stood up, and they were like,
That's
"Yeah!"
awesome.
And we were like,
Also, I didn't know that place existed until that day.
Yeah, me too.
"Me neither."
Me too.
It's
Yeah.
nice.
Well,
That's
actually,
cool.
that's a lie.
Well, you guys recorded, Smooth
Yeah.
Taste recorded a video in there, so
Yeah.
I knew of it.
Oh, yeah.
But I had never been there.
Was that the Tiny Desk submission thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dope. Hell yeah. Good times.
Yeah, it was such a
didn't
good
pick us,
submission.
but-
Yeah. We were like, me and Matt and Marissa were like way too lazy to do that shit.
Yeah.
We're like,
Yeah,
we
brought
will
the
never get
idea
picked.
up.
We're just probably not gonna get picked.
Yeah. We've just done it from our grungy ass fucking living room.
Yeah, it was just not gonna happen.
Just pull up in the
Just
library
been
unannounced.
nasty.
Gotta record this video.
That's fun.
We just shush people the whole time. Like, wow.
Tiny
While
desk
we're playing.
concerts. Those are cool. I've watched so many of those.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
those are great. Did you watch who is it? Lizzo?
Yeah, the Lizzo
Have
one
you seen
was
hers?
great.
It's like
No.
a pretty recent
I'm
one.
gonna write it
Yeah.
down though.
It's so good. It's like it's very different from the other ones because like there are so many people there. First of all, in the crowd, it's super loud. It's like the loudest Tiny Desk concert ever. It's very lit, and I feel like usually at those there's like 10 people there maybe, and they're like really chill and quiet. And hers was really cool. It was different than any of the other.
Have you
ones.
seen Wu-Tang Clans?
Yes.
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 I was surprised. I was like, I didn't know what to
Yes.
expect going into that. That was really cool though.
True. That one was great. Who else is?
Tyler.
Tyler did
Tyler
phenomenal.
It is
Phenomenal.
awesome.
I love like how much his music has grown.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
He's so
the
cool.
evolution of Tyler is our favorite thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tyler.
Shout out to
Yeah. Sponsorship?
That's cool, though.
Tyler.
So
Tyler.
did you guys get like
Friend
hotel
show.
rooms like on the road, or did you all have to sleep
We
in the
did
bus
one
and
time.
Once.
We broke down.
find a
one-
water fountain to shower in?
we got a
Planet
a
Fitness. Bro.
what was it, a
Planet
Hilton?
Fitness.
Planet Fitness
You all-
cards. No, it was.
That's where
it
we
was-
showered.
It
is
was the
Planet Fitness.
LAX, so the Los Angeles Airport's Sheraton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We found it for a deal, and we had not showered in like 3 days. We're like bus dirty, like
Yeah.
terrible. And so it was just me and
Those
Marissa
are
and
low
Matt and Keely
point.
that checked into it. And me and Keely went to go like walk in to get our room keys while Matt was standing out with the dogs. And we walked in there looking like two homeless crackheads.
Yeah.
And there was a chandelier like 30 feet long.
I
like,
could
a
immediately
grand
smell
piano
myself
in
when
the
we walked in that room, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you ever smell so bad
Yeah.
that you, like,
Absolutely.
walk into a different atmosphere and you're like,
Usually.
oh, shit.
Yeah.
And this was like a bougie
The
hotel, and we
must.
were like, well, like, let's get our keys and take a shower.
We are here.
Dude, imagine how I looked. I had a beard down to here.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
had
there
two
were two
dogs,
dogs,
and they
and
were
a
just
backpack.
both pooping at the same time. And, like, cars are driving by downtown LA, like,
Yeah.
double
was-
So
looking
basically,
at me.
you just fit in perfectly.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
an-
pretty much, yeah.
An intense time.
Otherwise, we slept in the bus, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hardcore.
Both.
Was it cramped in there? How many people were in
Yeah,
there?
I
Like, you
mean-
said 11.
Yeah, it was crammed,
I
but
Yeah.
feel like it
Crazy.
wasn't
Had
as bad
bunk
for
beds.
us, yeah.
You had what?
Bunk beds.
Oh, for more activities.
So,
So
it
yeah.
was more- yeah.
the weird thing
More
is,
space.
like, it wasn't. I thought that would be the biggest challenge for me, was being, like, in such a small space with so many people, and that made it so much fun to me, and it wasn't an issue for me at all.
Same.
That's
So
awesome.
that's good. That's good news because I plan on doing this.
Mhm.
So it didn't bother me at all, and it was a good experience. But to be like that for any longer than we were like that, I don't know.
If we had a bathroom in the bus,
Yeah.
it'd be better.
Yeah.
for sure.
It's so much easier,
Looking
yeah.
for a public restroom in Southern California is.
That was the biggest challenge, was finding
Honestly,
restrooms.
that was something I
Really?
did not anticipate being.
Most places will not let you use their restroom, even
Even-
if you're a customer.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that was a huge challenge.
You just gotta find Starbucks, right?
That's pretty
Even
much what
some
we
of
were
them-
Crazy
concerned.
thing
Yeah.
about that is we went to so many Starbucks that didn't have public restrooms and didn't even have outlets.
Wow.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
And we were told because of the homeless population.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that's true, but
We're not homeless. We have a bus.
yeah, we're living.
have-
With, that's an even
we
bigger
have a
problem than being
futon in
homeless
there.
there, because
want
it
you
is
to park.
illegal to live in your vehicle
Yeah.
there. So
Is it?
Yeah, they just passed a
It
law
was-
about that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't park on any public street overnight in basically every city in California.
Because I've heard like
it was rough.
I've heard,
Besides
like-
San Francisco, they repealed the law in like 2017. But San Diego and LA, both the places we went.
Yeah.
You see
There's
what I'm saying?
dozens
He's
of
popping off
stories.
facts over there.
there's so many
Left
people in
and
LA
right.
who are like, I lived in my car for 5 years.
They were dodging tickets.
Living
as
dirty.
well.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
just.
It's crazy. Like every single parking
LA
lot
was
has
better
a
than-
security guard.
LA was better than San Diego, I feel like.
Yeah, San
Dude,
Diego
so many
is
random
difficult
parking
to
lots.
park.
Like Kmart had a security guard
Yeah,
driving around.
every
I didn't know
parking
they
lot.
existed still.
Okay, my
And then
Yeah.
and then there's a fucking security
Even
guard
a-
driving around.
Even Walmart parking lots where like I've been under the impression that campers and RVs can park there, and they were not about
No.
it there at all.
we heard y'all were coming.
Yeah.
Straight
One guy
up.
did let us sleep there until 5 in the morning, and then he came and he pulled his truck up next to the bus and then just laid on
Wow.
his
Yeah.
Non-stop.
It
yeah,
was-
it
And
was
I,
a
like, popped my head
non-stop.
out the window. He's like, "You gotta leave." I was like,
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in my underwear, and I start to
That
move
was
the
funny.
bus.
We like
Oh man.
there were a lot of people that were really chill though and helped us out.
Yeah.
That's
And
cool.
then we
Shout out
we
to
had
James.
shout out to
I hope
James.
you come visit.
Shout out to Kanai.
Yeah, we met the
Shout out to that motorcycle cop.
Yeah, the motorcycle
that-
cop. I was gonna say that was
He
the most
was-
super trooper cop I've
Yeah.
ever
He was
seen in
super
my
trooper.
life.
What actor was he like? The one
He
that's,
was.
what's his name?
Oh, we.
Is it Farva or is it the?
Farva.
No,
Oh,
no,
is
no,
it
not
more
from
of
Super
the-
Troopers.
oh.
Like he reminded me of this specific actor. I'm gonna go deep tracks on you because I don't know anything else that he's in.
Yeah.
Anger Management with Jack Nicholson and Adam Sandler. His like support buddy in the group.
Is he like the guy that was in Grenada?
Yes. that
Okay,
guy.
I know who you're talking
Oh,
about.
yeah.
He's the pianist.
Yes.
Yes.
He
What's
was
that
like
dude's
that
name?
actor. Like.
He was also in Mr. Deeds, where he was the butler, and he's like,
Yes.
Oh.
I'm sneaky. I'm a sneaky guy. Like,
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
what this
remember his name.
guy was like.
Oh, what
He
is
like
his name?
rolled
I
up
know
in
his
his
name now.
motorcycle and was like, "Arr," and then was like, "What are y'all doing?"
Is it John Turturro or
Yes.
something? Is that it? John Turturro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
He's a cool cop.
John
He
Tata.
was.
Yeah.
He cited
was,
us
like,
like 4
too-
times. So
too
that He was
cool.
gonna give us a ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really thought he was at first.
Same.
I was like, I
Just
like
like,
had
alright,
just
come
gone
on.
back in the
Buddy,
bus
go
to
and
grab
lay
like
it
a
on.
bag of chips or something, and then I hear this guy just yelling at y'all outside the bus, and then he's like, "Oh, that's cool. All right, well, watch this trick I can do," and like takes.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
crazy.
he,
And
like,
then he'd
drove
come back and
up
he'd be like,
the
"Can I
hill."
see you guys' IDs?" And we're like, "Oh shit, are you gonna give us a ticket or not?" And then he was like, "I'm just playing. You guys gotta move though." We're like, "Okay,
Yeah.
cool." And that guy was cool.
Were there a lot of
buses
street
away.
performers?
Along the beaches.
Yeah.
Santa Monica. Yeah,
I was wondering if
there
maybe you
were a
could just
lot,
park
yeah.
your bus and just put a hat down and just be like, we're gonna jam right here if you
Well,
want.
we tried to one
Yeah.
time, and that lady came out of her house and yelled at us.
It just
in
kind
our
of
bus.
depends,
It
yeah.
was just some lady just like, y'all gotta move. I don't know what you're planning
Y'all
on
can't
doing.
have a
here."
sleepover.
But it was funny because
We
we were
had no
like, "Oh, we're just
sleepover.
gonna street perform a whole bunch."
In that
and
accent too.
It
It was weird. It was in California, and she had.
You're in
that
the wrong
accent.
state, ma'am.
Yeah. Y'all ain't having no sleepover over
Go
here.
east.
Yeah, she did. That the lady that was like, "I'm gonna call the cops."
Yeah.
No, she said, "I've already called the cops.
Yeah.
You guys need to move." And we were like, "Dang, okay."
Oh,
But
man.
I street performed once or twice, and I was like, "This is kind of weird," because there were just other people street performing
Yeah.
beside me. Nobody could hear me, and I was like, "This
Yeah.
kind of." So
funny.
and
Lot of
that's all I
hacky
ended
sack.
up doing.
A lot of street
A lot of
performing.
wooks.
A lot of
Being
whoops,
happy
Getting
getting
wooked.
bangs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty wild.
What's a
I-
look?
It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Like a
that
festival.
person who goes to the
Festival.
festival and is super
yeah.
high
Okay.
and doing
Yeah,
weird
then
Catches
things.
Yeah.
Dude, I
I
made
didn't know
the
there was
mo-
a term for that.
Doing the most at
Yeah.
music festivals.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
There
we
was a lot of those. Lots of like, I don't know, maybe weird
while you're
makeup,
just trying to like
maybe
play.
dreadlocks,
You're like,
maybe some funky pants on, you know.
It's funny. And then there are just tourists watching.
Watch
Like,
it.
like,
families
like, this
and
guy's
like
not with me. I'm my own
sandals
separate
and-
act.
Yeah, dude.
Scoot over.
People
Yeah,
like 10 feet
move.
away with their phone out and a big smile, just like doing this, like
That's funny.
It was interesting. I was like, that's kind of
pointing,
weird.
smiling.
So, I
Yeah.
don't know. But I feel like Ethan really enjoyed street performing. I think
Yeah.
Blake did too. He liked it a lot. It was cool.
They
It
did
was
really
alright.
well. Like a lot of the street performing was not like, I don't know. A lot of it was just a guy banging on an acoustic guitar, yelling. You know, with dreadlocks.
Honestly.
And then, you know, Blake and Ethan go out there with a guitar and a trumpet, and I don't know. It made sense why they made some like money off of
Yeah,
it. and
I
stuff,
think
you
they
know?
made the most money. That's why
Yeah.
they liked it a lot, and the rest of us were like, I don't like this that much.
That's funny.
Nobody gave me money.
Was there a lot of downtime?
At some points, there was like one day that we had to just like sit in one parking lot the whole day, and that doesn't sound like a difficult task, but it was like it was pretty difficult. Like,
Yeah.
but then there were times where we had a show, like show after show after show,
Mm.
so it was like kind of crazy, and that's when the bus would get just wrecked.
That's cool.
And then we'd have like a little bit of downtime and like clean the bus and
Yeah, the bus would get cleaned like 20 times in like 5 days.
yeah, it got dirty
Like-
so fast because there was just nowhere to put anything, you know. So
Mhm.
we had to clean a lot, but it was cool. It was like part of my daily routine. I would just like clean up after myself the whole entire time, which I don't normally do that in my everyday life. Like just always clean up after myself.
Mhm.
So that was cool. I didn't think I was like capable of that, but I
Yeah.
did that, and now that I've returned, I do not always clean up after myself.
Yeah.
So I have not carried that
But
onto my
you
regular
know
life
you
yet.
can if you need to.
I can, and I gotta
You are
do
capable.
it. I'll figure it out one day.
That's cool. So, like, were the venues there? Were they like way different from Amarillo? Bars, dive bars,
The ones,
places.
the ones we played at.
Because I remember, I
think
can't
they
remember
were-
where you were, but like on somebody's story, you were like, it was a really cool place. I don't remember what it
Oh,
was.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
Abnormal
yeah,
Arts.
Yeah, that one was really cool where we both played.
That
The-
was
you guys played at Rainbow Bar.
Yeah.
And
Rainbow
that
Bar
place
was
is
cool.
like historic. Like
Yeah.
Lemmy hung out there, John Lennon,
Wow.
Harry Nilsson hung out there all the
I just
time.
remember
Like,
the go-go dancers.
but yeah,
They
you
had
guys had
go-go
go-go
dancers.
dancers. That was so weird. Like,
Oh, yeah.
That was so
we didn't know that was gonna
We
happen.
started the song, and like the stage was like off to the left of the room, and it was a really weird place. Like there was like an upstairs that led to the bar. And we started our set, and like I just was not paying attention, but there were these two little platforms like off to the side, and I had my eyes closed for like the first part of the song. It was like just singing, you know. And then I opened my eyes and looked over, and there are these two women wearing like sports bras and Spanx, and they're like dancing to the song. And I've never had that. Like I've been playing live for a while.
It was
That's
Never
beautiful.
once have had
It was
that, and I was
funny
just like-
at first, like me and Matt walked in and just see that happening, and then like all the boys in Smooth Taste like
Notice it.
yeah,
I
they
remember
didn't know
you
at first.
looked, you made eye contact with me at one point. You looked over like The Office or some
And
shit.
we
And you
were
were
like-
like,
we
look
were
at
just
that.
like, hell yeah, like,
Very cool.
That's cool though. We've never had anything like that. And then like they were incredible too. They were
Yeah.
incredible dancers, and I spoke with both of them after the show, and I was like, "Oh, you guys are awesome!" Like, and they like both were cheerleaders at a college there,
Nice.
and they just like did go-go dancing.
They
yeah.
loved their stuff because they said they usually don't get to play to that. Or,
They don't get to
dance
dance to that
they
type
don't
of
get
stuff,
to dance
yeah.
to that kind of music, and like they were like
They loved
super
it.
all about
That-
it.
They had a good time.
Like, that was pretty cool.
It was a cool performance. So that place was cool. The Abnormal Arts place was crazy. That was the coolest place I've ever been.
yeah,
Wow.
it was like
It also the weirdest venue I've ever played at.
it was like a
simultaneously.
professional freak show.
Freak
Like,
show museum.
It was
Yeah,
really
museum,
strange, and
yeah.
like like the owner and the sound guy, basically the two people that we like had to communicate with while we were setting up and everything, like the sound guy didn't say much at all.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy's a vampire.
This sounds
He
like a plot
acted
to like
like
a
a
scary movie.
vampire.
Yeah.
Yes, it was crazy because they kept the doors all automatically locked in there.
Yeah.
Really?
So no matter, and there were all these rooms you had to go through just to get to
It
the
was
stage.
like once
It
you
was,
got in, it was almost impossible to
it
get
was just crazy.
Wow.
But like at first, I was a little scared because we're like trying to load in, and all the doors are locking, and then one of like the sound guy, who I'm pretty sure was a vampire, would just like come around the corner in a suit and
He
like he'd
would.
be like, and just let me out.
He would just show
He'd just
up.
open the
be
door.
like, hey.
I'd be like, okay, I don't know what doors to use.
Wow.
And then when we like finally got our stuff set up, I was like tuning my guitar, and he was like, "Are you ready?" On the mic, and I was like, I just gotta tune my guitar. And he was like, "Okay, well, we're kind of waiting on you." And I was like, okay. So then we started, and the sound was perfect. I don't even feel like we sound checked or anything.
Yeah.
you
And the
kinda
sound
threw it
was
all together.
perfect. And he was a great sound guy, but he was just so spooky. And then everyone that performed after us were like incredible, and that was the coolest venue. Really cool place.
Nice.
We didn't get paid though, so you know,
It'd
We're
be
talking
that
who
way.
wins?
We're talking best venue payment wise. It's the Salty Frog in San Diego.
Kanai.
Kanai.
Shout out to
Big
Kanai.
shout out to Kanai. Like
Is
the
that the name of
coolest
the bar?
dude. No,
Salty
The
he's
Salty
a-
Frog.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
he's
He's
Salty
like the
Frog.
Kanai is the manager.
Kanai.
Kanai is the
That's a
dude.
cool name.
He's a
Perfect
fucking
name for a
saint.
bar.
How did we meet him? I mean, we
From Snail Mail or Snail Maid.
yeah, Snail
Oh,
Maid.
In
true.
Phoenix, they were working at the bar we played at.
Yeah, the first
And they
show
were
we
like-
played, this band was like, "Hey, you should hit up this guy," and they gave us his number, and he like provided
booked us.
2 shows for us.
Wow.
And he was so kind, like, and he like bartended the whole time himself and ran sound the whole time
What
himself.
a beast.
I know, and he was like just so happy to be alive the whole time. He
bought
like
T-shirts and CDs and gave us a bottle of whiskey and,
And,
also
like,
paid
tipped us, like,
yeah,
out
and
of
then he
his-
said, "Come back
Yeah,
next
then we
week."
played another show there.
He was really
super cool.
really
And
cool.
he messaged Blake like 2 weeks ago and was like, "Hey, it's Kanai. Just wanna like see how you guys are doing. Hope all is well." Like,
Yeah,
he's
That's
great.
he
awesome.
made a
That's
true
Angel.
homie on that tour.
And James. James is
James.
another true homie.
Yeah, and then James is a guy that just let us park our bus at his mom's house
And brought us donuts and coffee.
and then just hung out with us.
Yeah,
And he was
for like
really
5
cool.
days.
He did a lot for us and got us a gig at the coffee shop he worked at. So
Hell yeah.
he did a lot.
So is that kind of how you guys booked it? Like you just knew, like you just on the fly, just like when we'll get there, we'll find places.
Well, we're kind of like, we had a certain amount of shows booked already, and we were like, if this is all we get to play, that's okay. But we're gonna try our hardest the whole time to try to get other shows, and we luckily did like get a lot more shows being there than we had booked
That's
before
awesome.
we left. So it really couldn't have worked out better.
It's really cool.
Definitely could have gone way worse.
So did you have like connections in California and Arizona like ahead of time?
Not really.
Started
Just
reaching out to
from-
places.
No. Started blasting emails.
We had
That's
some,
really cool.
and none of those like
Yeah.
really came through.
No.
We've had some bands that we've played with from that area
Oh,
that
yeah.
just weren't able to get us shows,
Mhm.
which is a difficult task.
Yeah.
So it's understandable. So like I think all of the shows we got were because of Ethan.
Oh yeah.
He like just is a wizard at booking, I guess.
Oh yeah.
I sent so many emails and like made so many phone calls to book shows before this, and I got none. So it
It'd be
was
that
just
way.
really crazy that it worked out the way it did. But it'd be that way. I'm not good with that stuff. Ethan's a genius, though.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. So that was, how long did you say that was? That was a month, right?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it was a month.
Any anything else planned so far, as far as touring?
Not necessarily planned. We do intend to go on tour again, but we're just trying to. We all just moved into a house together, so we're just trying to like kind of figure out our living situation, getting our studio set up the way we want it, and we have a few shows lined up, so we're gonna like focus on those. And then I don't know when we'll start planning for the next one.
You have a house show, right?
Yes.
Is that the house you moved into?
Yes, yes,
Ooh,
on the
that's exciting.
5th.
On the 5th.
The new house.
That's awesome. What day is that?
I think it's a
It's a
Saturday?
Yeah.
Cool.
Friday or Saturday?
I should be available.
yes. You
I
should
think.
come through.
Yeah, I'll be
Hopefully it's
available.
cool.
I have something on the 4th, but
Whole Milk
5th
is
open.
coming through.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've heard
So-
of them.
We were like, just come play at our house.
Oh yeah.
They're
that's
really,
exciting.
really cool people.
Mhm.
But yeah, everyone should show up and show their support for them. They're really
Nice.
cool.
Absolutely. When do you guys plan on recording some new music? Any
Hopefully
talks on
in
that
the
yet?
near future, but haven't started yet.
That's fun.
Yeah,
It's
I feel like
exciting.
it's one of those situations where everyone's doing separate stuff, but it's just gonna equal everyone coming together to record.
Also, when we have shows like lined up, we just tend to like really focus on those because those are situations where people are going to be watching you perform.
Yeah,
So we're like,
that's
all right,
important.
we better focus on that. So we're going to have to kind of get through these shows and see where it goes, and then hopefully we can start recording pretty soon, because I think that's like a lot of our favorite, I don't know, that's my favorite part about music, I think, is the recording
Yeah.
process. I don't know if it's my favorite, but
Mhm.
it's like, it might be my favorite.
Do you have like your own in-home studio, or do you guys have to go like buy studio time?
Never bought studio time. We just have our own shitty shit that
Oh,
we
yeah.
make
good
work because
slash,
we
yeah.
have.
It feels better that way.
Yeah,
Not that I
it
make
does.
music, but I feel like
And
it would.
I've learned I think way more doing it myself, obviously, than letting someone do it for me.
Mhm.
But I think what it ultimately comes down to is that we are broke all the time. So there's no way we'd be
Yeah.
able to get like studio time.
Well, eventually you can all just like own roasters. So
There we go.
Yeah.
We'll just
Yeah.
absorb. We'll add everyone in
5
roasters
more
into our
members.
band. We'll absorb
A
roasters.
37 member band. Alright, everybody pick up something now.
Let's go. Everyone's a part of the writing process.
that's exciting.
Popcorn writing. Just write one word.
You paying
like,
attention?
Popcorn word.
It's your turn.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna
Popcorn
ask. Why aren't you guys on Spotify?
We've tried. We have tried.
Technical difficulties.
This
Yeah.
freak accident that has happened to us.
Yes.
Our distro kid, it's probably all my fault, but something went wrong when I was setting it up or something
Mhm.
that it just will not let me access anything on our profile, so I can't do anything with
Oh
it.
man.
And I've tried emailing them about it, and they're like, well, did you try like this? I'm like, no, I can't do anything on the page. Like, it's crazy. I've
Yeah.
logged in on different computers. I don't know what the problem is, but
Mm.
we're just gonna have to make a new account probably, and we just haven't done it yet. We'll do it.
We're lazy.
In the near
Okay.
future, it'll happen. But I've like wasted so much time trying to get my shit on there and get our shit on there.
The worst part about that is convincing someone SoundCloud is safe who doesn't know what SoundCloud is. You're like, no, you can listen to it for
yeah.
free, and they're like, I don't know, man. I
Yeah,
don't
we have a lot of
really
like
trust
old
that.
old man regulars that come
Mhm.
in and they're like, "Where can I listen to your music?"
Yeah.
We're like, SoundCloud. Have you ever heard of that?
You
Yeah.
guys put your album on like little tapes, right?
Yeah,
We
we
did,
did.
yeah.
We made a few. It was very time
That's
consuming. We like just because we did it ourselves, but
Have you ever thought about just handing them out with a copy? Just like, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel
Check out my
Johnston
mixtape.
style, like just put them in the
Should.
bag and cinnamon raisin bagel
Yeah.
in a cassette.
we should. Who was it that said like you should do your best to like make physical copies of your music as much as you can and just give them to people.
Make
'Cause then they'll
vinyls.
have like this
No,
physical
yeah,
thing that is
Yeah,
your
I-
music and it.
I forget whose quote that is,
Yeah,
but
I
I
don't
do.
remember who
I
it was.
love that.
I would like to do that, but
That's what I did forever and ever and ever, and then it was cool to get to do
Yeah.
that, like with. A
we're just
band,
pretty
you know?
lazy. We need like a manager or someone to be like, all right, here's what we're doing.
Coach. Yeah, we need a coach.
Yeah.
I can bang trash cans for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay,
so-
yeah.
There
see,
you go.
we could use that. I've been wanting that.
Every 2 hours, just walk through the house banging a trash can.
Yes.
It's our trash guy.
He's our trash guy.
Doesn't pick up any trash though.
No, it's pretty cool. He spreads trash. Like, he
It's
just
kind of
throws
cool.
trash
It's there,
random
yeah, he
notes.
leaves a trail of
very-
trash wherever he
Very
goes.
cool.
You can really find him.
Is it easy to make time to like play together?
It's getting easier.
That's cool.
but
Yeah,
it's,
you all have a house
it's-
now.
Yeah.
It's still hard, like, to work so many hours in the week and then still try to be creative.
Mhm.
But it's like you kind of learn how to make it work. And I feel like we're all kind of learning how to use all of our downtime to like be creative. It's hard. Like you
Mhm.
kind of want to just chill and like play on your phone or like watch a movie or something.
Phones are the worst. I get so mad at
Yeah.
myself.
I
'cause
agree.
I-
Yeah.
you ever look how much time you spend on your phone?
Yes,
My phone's
I
like
hate-
9 hours
I
today.
I love but
I'm
hate
not
that
gonna look at
feature.
I'm not gonna look at that feature.
It really,
But-
really makes me sad sometimes.
And
Like,
you
wow.
know, all of us living together, it's like so much easier to know exactly when, like, oh, all of us are here right now. Do you guys
Mhm.
want to practice really quick?
Mhm.
Like, so
That's cool.
Yeah.
it's much easier now, but it's still. We're all also like just super lazy people, so
Yeah.
we're trying to figure it out.
It's cool you all
We're
like
doing good, though.
support each other and everything, because there's like no one who's like, oh, you know, too good for y'all, or you know, there's
Yeah.
no like egos involved,
Well,
or there might be, and I just don't know it. But
No.
it seems like it's like a
I-
good
Yeah, it's kind of
good
a weird
we've
dynamic.
all just been
Thing
friends
that they
for
like.
so long, and we just have this very mutual respect and understanding for like what each other wants as musicians. So, you know, no matter what happened, we all want each other, or what happens in the future, we all want each other to, you know, pursue what we want to pursue musically. So I think that's kind of where our dynamic comes from with
That's
our
awesome.
friendship. Big friendship.
big
True.
friendship.
I think about it sometimes, like, especially when we're at work and, like, just, I don't know, when we're hanging out and, like, I've never seen a group of friends who is as, like, emotionally, like, open with it. Like, I love you. We're, like, so
True.
touchy-feely,
That we
like.
scare people.
I know, and I was thinking about it today.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I bet, like 50-year-old people, if they were to like take a peek into our friendship, they'd be like, these freaks, these hippies, they just live together and they
Who was
they
it?
say they love each other.
The other day, someone called us a commune.
Oh,
We're all
yes,
moving in
Bryce.
together.
Yeah. Got called a commune.
That's a good one. I was like, what's wrong with that?
I got sick, and he was like, "It's because you live in a commune."
Yeah,
It's like, that's fair. I can't. I'm too
fair. I
sick
guess
to
we all
dispute this.
we all pitch in on groceries together. So
Should just start a cult.
call
See how
me
it goes.
crazy, but
Yeah, just
I'm saving some money.
Exactly.
Same. I'm
We should just start a
saving
cult.
big money.
Money saving cult. You know, join if you want to. If you don't want to save money, that's cool.
That's how they get you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Cults are a
I used to
money
live in
scheme.
Utah. I know.
That's fun. I was actually listening to a podcast on Mormonism.
Yes, the last podcast.
Yeah, I just
I've
listened to
listening
episode 4
that.
yesterday.
He has been
Yeah.
explaining this podcast to
Yeah,
me like
it's so
24/7. and
I've
I'm
learned
like,
so much from it.
I know.
That's, me
I
too.
did not
I
know.
mean, secondhand. I haven't listened to it, but
I got a story. Okay, so my grandparents are Mormon, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't find it out until I was like 17.
They were closeted Mormons.
They were Mormon apparently all my life, and I didn't know.
just didn't notice.
But they came to visit, and we were watching the Utah Jazz play a playoff game. The Utah Jazz lose, and all the fans start throwing stuff on the courts. And I was like, when did Mormons get like so angry? And then my mom was like, you don't know when to shut up, and like stormed off. And I like looked at my brothers, and I was like, what'd I do? And they were like, did you not know Grandma and Grandpa have been Mormon this whole time? I was like, no, I did not. I should have known. We lived in Utah forever, but you know,
That's crazy.
I
Scandalous.
guess I never knew we were Mormon.
Nice. Classic.
It's
I'm
a
from
new
Utah.
reality show. I didn't know I was Mormon.
I didn't know it was Mormon.
No. Came out
Oops.
of nowhere when I was 17.
Sitting there drinking a Dr. Pepper, thinking it's all good.
All of a sudden, you're wearing short sleeves and a
Yeah,
black tie.
yeah. Repent.
Damn. Yeah, I gotta go repent now.
Shout out to my Mormon listeners.
Yes.
I probably have
Shout
one.
out. Shout out.
Yeah. They seem fun. Nice people.
Yeah, they're chill.
Never seen an angry Mormon or like
Yeah,
a Mormon
no,
that
I-
steals.
Yeah,
so
that's why I was so shocked in that situation. I was like, what?
The
Utah?
first
No.
apartment I lived in, I lived under these Mormon
Missionaries.
missionaries, yeah, I guess. They just lived there, and they lived there for like 2 months, and then a new set of Mormon missionaries would
oh,
move into those apartments. And so it was very interesting. And I met one of them, and they went by Elder Crop.
No.
that's dope.
Shout out to Elder Crop.
Elder Crab.
They always left
Definitely
their
not
laundry
listening.
in the
They
washers,
had no worries.
and
It was only
I
white
would-
collared
Was it
shirts.
just 2 shirts and
yeah,
like 2
dude,
pants?
they would have like
And everyone,
whole-
probably because everyone was like, well, I know who.
Dude, they would
These
like
belong
leave
to
their
Elder.
shit like
Elder.
in the dryers and washers, and there was only like 4 washers and 6 dryers there, but 3 of the 6 dryers did not work. So I would straight up move their shit and leave notes and be like, I'm so sorry, but I had to do laundry. I moved your stuff into the dryer. And then every time I came back, they still had not come for their stuff. So I would just move it
Yeah.
back.
They were probably on a mission. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were
Maybe they're just leaving
delivering
it there
the word of God.
for other people, yeah.
it would probably had like
Anyone need
scriptures
a
in their
lunch?
clothes just so
Yeah,
someone would pick it up and be
exactly.
like,
Go
oh,
for it, man.
Oh.
Joseph Smith.
BYU, very chill. Very chill.
That's fun. What else? I'm out of all the stuff I wanted to talk. I think we covered mostly everything.
All the things.
You guys said you want to do this the rest of your lives, so that's exciting. What do you have any like big scale visions, goals, dreams, aspirations?
I don't know.
I know that's a broad question.
I think we all have like sort of different goals maybe, but personally, I would like to at some point be signed to a label that is willing to like pay for our tours and stuff like that. So just so I can do it full time and make money like a real job. That is my ultimate goal. And so after that, I don't really think about it after that because I don't feel like, I might not even reach that point ever. So that's kind of as far as I look as far as that. And
Just
then
to do it
obviously
full-time.
just like it's what I love, so I want to like get as good at it as possible and do it as much as possible. But that's kind of my goal for all of it. I don't know.
No. I don't know, whenever I was making tapes, like, as a solo artist, I used to just think, like, if I could make some tapes and one kid finds it after I'm gone, and it makes him make music, like, that would be worth it, you know? Like,
That's cool.
Yeah.
I know that's kind of a cheesy thing to say, but, like, I don't know, whenever I used to play shows, I used to try and focus on one person. And, like, you know, not the whole time, like, making eye contact, but, you know,
Yeah,
like,
that'd be
every
creepy.
now and then I would, like, look at that person and be like, are they still listening, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you know, every now and then you peek out. And, I don't know, if you could just make one person kind of want to do something along those lines,
Yeah.
that would be pretty cool,
That's-
you know?
That's
So,
awesome.
like, that's kind of what I always aimed for,
Mhm.
was... I never thought I would get famous or rich or anything
Mhm.
off of any of this, and I
Yeah.
still
That's
haven't.
kinda-
But you know, I don't know. That would be my main goal, is to have something like that happen after I'm gone. You know,
Awesome.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
that's cool.
True
Leave a
to, like-
legacy.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. What
I
about you,
dig it.
Marissa?
I don't know. I feel like I'm just so like new to the game still.
New to
Like
the game.
pretty much anytime I think about music, I'm thinking about how I need to be like putting more time into it and just being the best I can be.
Yeah.
Because like there's never been anything in my life that's like given me the sense of fulfillment that does.
Yeah.
Like
For
when I
sure.
finish playing a show, or when I learn something new, or like I don't know, just doing things I never thought I could have done before. So like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like in the grand scheme of things, I would just like to be somewhere like I would like to be just doing music as my living.
Yeah.
Like whether that's touring full time, or like even if I just like lived in a bigger city where I could like just play shows every night and like that pays the bills. But
Same.
Oh, these are
I
such
don't know,
beautiful
right
answers.
now it's like hard to
But
think
you know,
about it that
we
way.
we might not ever see the day, so.
Yeah.
But that's okay too. Like
It
we
really
still
is,
just enjoy
'cause,
doing
like,
this a lot.
I don't know,
It's a
and
lot of
nothing could ever change that. Like, no matter, like, what we do, there's always going to be more that we can do. And,
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
more that you can learn. And
Yeah.
that's, like, honestly, like, my favorite part about all of it. And also, like, the worst part about all of it is that, like, all I have to do to, like, get better is keep doing it. And so then that makes it hard in times where, like, I feel like I'm going through, like, a plateau, and I'm like, man, I haven't learned anything. I haven't, like,
Yeah.
done anything better, but I'm, like, the only person I can blame is myself. Like, because
Yeah.
all you got to do to get better is, like, keep doing it.
Plateaus happen.
It
Yeah.
does,
Real
and, like,
thing.
you just
Do
kind of have to
happen.
accept it. But it's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard. I think that stuff like comes in waves though. Like you're just gonna
Yeah.
go through points where
Oh yeah. Yeah,
just
it's
not shit's
very-
happening, and then you're gonna go through times where you're like creating a lot of things,
Mhm.
and you're just like bam, 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 bam.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's,
just gotta.
Do you want to get in on this?
I
hit
think-
me, bro.
I mean, I think y'all
Hit.
put it right. And
Yeah.
it's my goal as well, to pay the bills, doing what I love,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
to put out art that I'm proud of and believe in, and hopefully that adds value to the universe.
Yeah.
Uh,
I just
in a-
read a
in
Shia LaBeouf
in a
quote that
beauty
was like
Yeah.
that.
factory.
I like how
He's
you,
just
you
reading
like
a Shia. He's like,
I don't know how to answer
you
this.
seem like super casual about it, but it was still like a very well put answer. So I like
Yeah,
that. That's
yeah.
it's like I just accidentally made art. Whatever. Just shit out the Mona Lisa. That happens.
happens.
Yeah, exactly.
I think entertainment in general, like, I mean, the general population, like, obviously is super into it, but it's kind of undervalued from a societal point of view. Whereas, like, I don't think it should be. I think, like, true art and true entertainment is, like, a necessity to life.
Absolutely.
Like, I think if we didn't
Yes.
have it, if we didn't have comedians and we didn't have musicians, authors, you know, I mean, not even talking TV and memes, just like
Yeah.
anything that someone enjoys that entertains them, like that's valuable to life.
Yeah.
It's valuable.
Because
Can you
otherwise,
imagine not
what is
having
humanity?
music?
Yeah, what is humanity working towards if not
We'd all
to
be
enjoy
Mormons.
being alive? You
Yeah,
know?
we
Yeah.
would all be.
It's
Everyone's
crazy.
in
Not
Utah.
not everybody has to be a lawyer or a doctor or whatever. You know, those things are great. If that's what you want to do. Cool. But
Yeah.
society needs
Yeah.
joy and beauty as well.
Yeah.
Yo.
That's cool.
True.
Yeah, even Mormons dance.
That's true.
Yeah,
Do they?
yeah,
Okay.
BYU.
There's probably a pretty
That's
dope
cool.
Mormon music scene too. The
Dance.
Mormon Tabernacle Choir.
Because
Yeah.
there's,
They-
I know there's
they-
religious
Nice.
sects that don't dance. I just assumed Mormons would be one of them, but that's cool. I'm glad they dance.
Yeah, I'm
Baptists
glad.
don't like dancing.
It's
Baptists
the
don't like to
devil moving
dance.
through you.
Yeah, I think
I know
I'm
that-
pretty sure.
I know that Church of
Baptists-
Christ doesn't like instruments.
They do not.
I don't. I mean, I
I
honestly
that
don't
for a
know.
fact.
As a
Wow.
kid, I
Interesting.
dabbled into Mormonism and baptism.
It's so
Not
church
by
is so boring
choice.
without instruments.
Exactly.
Church is so. Every church has their own rules.
That's what I
Like,
thought
we
the
don't
whole
like
time.
French horns in this church, so there will not be French horns here.
Only trombones.
Only American horns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Freedom horns. Freedom
Okay,
horns.
weird rule, but
horns.
where's that?
Israeli horns.
Show me where that
Uh,
is.
Oh man, I forgot I was gonna. Oh yeah, creative. Is there a certain time of day where you feel more creative, as far as creating like music or writing lyrics, or is there any practices you have that you feel like if I do this, I'll feel more creative afterwards? Not specifically drugs, but that sounded like a drug question. I wasn't trying to get a drug question, but like if you have anything, like what
Yeah,
is there
I
any
feel-
way you get in that mindset?
I am actually. I try to like have routines, and I try to like notice things that are maybe helping me, and like create a routine for how I do things. But I've just never been very good at like routines and things like that. So I don't have a specific thing I really do all the time. I just try. I try to like ask myself like, oh, do I feel like making music? Do I feel like creating something? And then I'll most of the time like get myself to go just like maybe play the guitar or do something, and I just kind of do that. And I don't have like a specific thing I really do. I will say nighttime though is like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
my
know.
more creative time. I think in most people's
Yeah,
creative
that's weird,
I
right?
feel like
Yeah.
Is there like a science behind that? Do you know?
Maybe because there's nothing better to do or something.
yeah.
Can't, yeah.
I
there's
like to
not
think
much
it's the
do.
moon.
The moon's
Yeah, the moon's just shining on me.
spooky powers.
The moon, and you
I
get to
hope so.
process everything that happened to you
Yeah.
throughout the day. So like I don't know, maybe it just comes out more artistic at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
I
but-
feel like I feel most creative like when I'm around a group of like creative people and like we're just like
Mhm.
jamming or something. Like I feel like that's when like the best ideas have come to me. Not necessarily like what I'm doing in that moment,
Mhm.
but like something that someone does. I'm like, hold up a second. Like that gives
Yeah.
me an idea. And like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like every time like all of us come together like either before practice or after practice and we have a little jam, like those are like some of my favorite like I feel like I come up with like the coolest things personally
Yeah.
like and it just gives me ideas for like
Yeah. I feel that.
songs and
It's like
stuff.
sometimes I
don't know.
come up with things in a jam. A lot of times I have, but I am most creative when I'm by myself, actually, I think. Because
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know.
Songwriting's weird too, because like you write a lot of like you can write lyrics if you wake up early and you're just drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes and you know like that's a different kind of writing you're gonna get
Yeah.
than when
Yeah.
you know it's late at night and you've smoked a bunch of weed and you've drank a few beers. Like you're gonna get different kind of songwritings.
Yeah,
like if you've
definitely,
drank a glass of whiskey and smoked a cigar, you're gonna get a different kind of song.
They
out
say
of
you're
that.
supposed to practice like instruments or write or be creative when you first wake up. They say that's really good for
That's
you.
awesome.
I
I'm
don't-
writing that
Yeah.
down.
I don't. ever do.
Yeah, that's when you're supposed to watch movies or read. Is like
Yeah.
early in the morning when you wake up. That's when your brain's like the most.
I look at deep
Receptive.
fried memes.
Do y'all want me to watch movies or write?
Apparently. Either one.
Watch movies.
Write movies.
Write movies.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Watch movies with the sound off.
3 a.m. Write a movie. Boom.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
I
the
don't know.
thing. I think it just depends on when you feel most energetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like my best music comes out of when I feel like awake and alert and like energetic and really about what I'm doing versus like kind of when I'm tired and I'm like trying to force myself to do something. So I think it's just when you catch that energy vibe at some point throughout the day, like that's when shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Which you can be trying to make stuff all day, but you just kind of gotta find when you have the most energy. That's when stuff starts happening.
All right. Kick-ass answers, guys. I dig it. Dig it. Can you remember a time that you laughed the hardest?
I laughed the hardest.
This is always fun.
Oh, dude. Okay, I got
I
one.
don't know.
Honestly, I saw Nacho Libre in
And
theaters,
just end with that. I saw Nacho
and
Libre.
and it was the anaconda squeeze part, and
Oof.
I was stoned as hell as
Lost
a
it all.
teenager and saw that in theaters,
Lost it
and
all.
I got a lot of looks that day in the theater. Like I was like,
Couldn't hold it back.
I was snorting laughing. It was bad. I don't know why. It was just anaconda squeeze. And I
There's
just,
a lot of great
There's been,
quotes in that movie.
I'm trying to think of
That's
any
such a hard
moments
question.
on tour.
dude,
We
there
had,
were
like,
There were
so
so
many.
many.
That's
There
the
were.
hard part. Like,
me cuddling with Blake, thinking that
Oh.
it was Jerry.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty funny.
That was
We
the funniest
passed out drunk,
thing in the world.
and
and
he had a
Keely,
show, and I was petting him because I thought it was my dog Jerry.
Yeah.
To be fair, Jerry
Being
is like
drunk.
very cuddly.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
this is something
Yes.
Jerry
extremely-
does.
He just lays
But
on whoever.
Also, to be fair,
It
I
was
was
Blake,
drunk as
though.
shit, and I had eaten a can of beans, I think.
All day,
Beer
No,
and
that was
beans.
like what we were drunk and then ate a can of beans
and then fell asleep.
and then
Promptly
passed
fell
out
asleep.
very quickly. And I think I remember you guys telling me I gave him a kiss on the top of the
Yo,
head
you nuzzled.
because
him.
I was
No, yeah,
I
you
was doing that and
nuzzled
I.
him.
Mm.
And Blake, I don't
Love
know
you,
what
Jerry.
Blake thought in this situation. I don't think
We
he
were
thought
just
you were
both
Jerry. I
sleepy.
think he was just chill with it, but
He nuzzled
it was
harder.
great.
I'm pretty sure. I
It
think
was
he went
so
in harder.
cute though.
But yeah, that was a pretty funny
I loved
moment.
it. I felt
on
like a
tour.
mom with my
That's bad.
Nikon. I was like, oh my gosh.
Honestly, there were so many times on tour when like everyone fell asleep, or like not everyone, but a lot of people who snore would fall asleep before
Yeah,
me.
the snore.
Oh,
And
God,
I would like
yeah,
get all
I'm bad
ready for
about
bed,
that.
and I'd lay down, and then like just all around me, I would hear people snoring, and literally I could not contain myself. Like I would just like start laughing and then be trying to hold it back because people were sleeping, and then that would like make me need to laugh harder. Like
Yeah.
It's always fun to laugh when you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's-
it is.
those are the
It's like
funniest
it just
moments.
makes you need to laugh harder.
I think the haunted forest was so
true.
crazy and funny to me. We stayed the night in what we thought at one point was a haunted forest. With all our hearts, we felt like it was a haunted forest,
all the evidence.
and it was just like a really funny night. It ended up being a very beautiful forest, and nothing bad happened to us. But
That's good.
But
It was pretty
it was
funny.
pretty spooky, but still funny.
Nice.
Yeah. A lot of funny moments.
Sumo wrestling on the beach whilst being brandy drunk was one of the funniest / best times
Yeah,
I feel
that
like
one
I
was funny.
had.
I was really surprised at who the true warriors were.
How were you sumo wrestling?
We drew a line.
Yeah,
We
we
drew a
just
circle
circled
in
the
the
sand.
sand,
And we were all in our
and
underwear.
yeah, like
Okay. I was imagining those big suits that people put
Oh, no.
themselves
No,
in.
no,
Okay.
no.
It was just
We
the
were
goal
just-
to push each
we
other
were
out.
well, because
swimming.
we had parked the bus that in like this parking lot that we'd been able to park at a few times and not get in any trouble, and it's probably about like 1.5 miles from the beach, 2 miles maybe, And so we all, like, in the middle of the night, we'd been staying in this parking lot, I think, for, like, 2 days. So we were like, all right, what are we going to do tonight? Like, this was the last night before we left LA, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it was our last night in LA, our last night with our friend Chris, who lives in LA. And he was
He
like,
was kind enough to just buy us like alcohol one night.
yeah.
Shout out to
And
Chris.
Yeah,
Big
just
shout out
yeah,
to Chris, like
just
one of
supplied
the
us all
coolest
with-
dudes.
With
And
beer, and then we were like, let's go swimming, and then we were like, let's sumo wrestle.
yeah,
It was
And-
him that said let's sumo.
yeah, he was like, okay, I have a game, I have a game. And we were like,
Chris
alright,
made us
cool.
sumo wrestle.
But it was honestly like one of the funnest nights of my whole entire life.
That's
Because
cool.
we were
It's a
just
good
like
time.
on the beach, like it was cold, and I remember Daniel and I like were walking to the beach because we went back to the bus to get the football, and so we had to go find everyone on the beach, and we were like walking around the beach. People had sent us their location, and we were like, where are they? And we look out there, and I'm like, oh no, they're not swimming right now. It's like, there's sharks out there. It is cold. I was like, hell no. You cannot pay me to get in the water. He's like, yeah, no. Hell no. Fuck no. No way. And then we get out there, and then, like, everybody's like, woo! Like, in the beach in their underwear. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe a little bit. And then I'm, like, sipping on some brandy, which is, like, a gallon and a half of brandy that we bought for $20. It's like cheap
Good
ass
deal.
brandy. There's sand all in the lid. Every time you drink, you're getting
Brandy.
sand in your
It was
teeth.
Sandy
Sandy
brand.
And I
brandy.
take a sip and I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'll go get in the water. Like, I don't know. Everybody seems to be having a really good time. I'm like, take another sip and take my shirt off.
It was
I'm like,
kind of chilly the whole time, I feel
No.
like. Anytime we had the opportunity to get into the ocean, it was pretty cold every time.
even if it was like warmish outside.
So I got
like,
used to it, man.
yeah. Dude, that first time I got in the water though, it was like in San Diego. It was overcast. It was cold.
Yeah, I didn't get in that day. I was like,
I
we picked a good place to go though because we didn't
Yeah.
have air conditioning in the bus. We had like a window unit, but it didn't do much. So, and it was just like 65 degrees most of the time when we were
Really?
in California. So
Wasn't that in like July?
it really worked out? Yeah.
That's crazy. I
Yeah, in
imagine
San
it'd be pretty
Diego,
hot.
anyways, it was like really nice. It
That's
got a
cool.
little hotter, you know. Obviously, the farther south we got, but
That's
Yes.
fun. Is there anything you would do different? Like if you could do that tour again?
oh yeah, we learned so much. Before we go, like again, we have to figure out air conditioning. I think
Yeah.
and bathroom
yeah.
situation. Like
Yeah.
those are two things that are like we should do that. Definitely fix that. And then like just all kinds of things, how to better organize and just
Right.
just changes that we'll have to make to the bus
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
for it to go smoother next time. And then I don't know. There were like a lot of things that were challenges that we just didn't know would be, like finding a bathroom. That was like a main one.
Take buckets next time.
I guess so. We should have.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It was doable though. We figured it out. But those are like just some. There are a bunch of small things that we will be able to go into it next time, like knowing how to do differently.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But we definitely have to like save up money before we can even think about doing any of that again.
Unless Wolf Brand Chili wants to sponsor us.
Unless
Wolf
now
Brand
is
Shout
your
out to
chance
Wolf
again.
Brand
Wolf
Chili.
Brand
Chili
Chili.
is good.
Best
No, no.
chili on the market
Best
right
chili.
Very, very good stuff.
Did you know chili is Texas's state food?
now. I think I've heard that. I always thought it was chicken fried steak, but chicken fried steak is like one of the states next to us. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, I feel like
I don't know.
North Dakota.
Maybe.
North Dakota.
It's more of a Mormon thing.
Yeah.
Missouri and Utah. That's all we got.
That's funny. Good stuff. Utah seems like a fun place. I haven't been, but
It was pretty.
it looks
It was-
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
looks nice in the posters I've seen.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess I was only there for a certain amount of time, and then I moved here in like 4th grade, so that was like 45 years ago, and then now
60
we're
years
here,
ago.
yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So I was right in the beginning of Mormonism, you know, 145
Nice.
years ago.
so this is a fun question that no one's ever answered the same way twice. If you could make everyone in the world do something for 30 days, no matter what it is, they have to do it. What would it be?
For 30 days.
Yes.
I would say. Does it have to be something that is like actually doable for them?
No,
Or can it be
it can
anything?
be literally anything.
Probably be a different culture for
Be a
that
different
amount
culture.
of time. Yeah, be of a different culture. I feel like that'd be a good one.
Walk in someone else's
Yeah,
shoes,
that'd be-
like, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like
say
isn't that would
I
like
would make everybody listen to Bob Dylan for 30
Oh, yeah.
days straight.
for 30 days.
You would have to do it. And force yourself through it. Because you're going to come out thinking he's pretty good in the end.
You think it would work?
No. No. I've
Maybe.
tried with roommates in the past. Like, no, Bob Dylan's great. Listen
That's
to
funny.
him every day. that
Worked
you
for
live
me.
with
That's
me.
how I got into it. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
30 days, let's go.
Yeah, not for everybody, but yeah, some people. That's cool though.
All right, you weren't here, but I have to ask you the question again. If you could make everyone in the world do something for 30 days, anything at all, whatever you want, what would it be and why?
Ooh-wee. Everyone in the world stop doing one thing for 30 days.
No, they can
They-
can stop or they
wait,
can
they
do
can
something,
do
whatever,
Do something
whatever you want it
else.
to be.
Yeah,
He said be of a different culture. Like,
yeah,
Matt
for 30
said,
days.
listen to Bob Dylan for 30 days.
I was thinking more like fucking think about the environment for 30
Oh,
days.
yeah.
Like
That's a good one.
live in an environmentally conscious way for 30 days where you like
Zero waste for 30,
30
days.
days. There
oh
it
my
is.
gosh.
and like not drive
That's a
your
good
car, like
one.
ride your bike and shit.
That's a good
I mean,
one.
something I should probably invest in, but
It's a good
I
idea.
don't
Do
know.
it.
Because then, it only takes 2 weeks to make a habit, so like,
That's
if
true.
everyone did it for
Oh,
30
shit.
days, they'd be there.
That's what
Yeah.
they say.
That's what they say.
You know,
The science is
Science.
out there.
join the Atkins diet for 30
Either
days.
that, or
Everyone in the world.
honestly, I would say everyone should try therapy for 30 days.
That's
I
a
want to
great
try
one.
therapy.
I
wanna try therapy
Guys,
too.
I feel like
want-
there are
Good
so many people where if like going to counseling or therapy was like something
I
provided
wanna try
by
counseling,
like
like-
insurance, I think that there would be a lot of people who do crazy things if they just had someone or like a place where they could talk about their
Anyone,
feelings.
if we all had somebody that we
Dude,
could
I
just
think
100%.
like the world in general would be a more functional, like
Yeah.
better. I don't know.
Yeah, I have you guys seen the ads like on your Instagram
For like the mobile like,
therapist? I
text-
seriously
yeah.
thought about
Same,
that
I
myself.
did
I was
too.
like, that's cool. Like I can, like get therapy, but I don't have to leave my house. Like, cool.
Yeah,
And then I was like, this is probably
I don't
not
know.
something
I
I should
only-
invest my time into. But
like
I don't know.
Tell me how it goes if you do it. Do the online therapy.
Right.
I feel like that wouldn't work for me. I feel like
I
I
don't
would
know.
need like I don't know.
I don't know.
I went to
text you
counseling
right
one
back and
time
shit.
in
Yeah.
high school. My parents made me because they
That's-
found out I was doing drugs.
Oh
And
man.
they were like, "You can go to counseling," and I was like, "All right, cool. That's better than getting in trouble."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's better.
How
But,
was it? Like, did you?
I mean, honestly, I feel like it could have been really good for me, but I didn't go long enough to get to where I was like super comfortable with
Yeah.
the lady, where she was super cool and like, but I don't know, that's not like, I feel like if I was going to do it, I would need to like find the right person who like you could be comfortable with and like keep seeing that same person, but it was really weird because I like had an appointment one day and then like had work at the same time, and I texted her and I was like, "I'm so sorry I can't make it. I got scheduled to work today and like can't get it switched, and then she never texted me back. And I felt so betrayed. I was like, you're supposed to be
you
the
got left on
person.
red by
You're
your
supposed
therapist,
by my
bro.
therapist,
Oh
dude.
my
I was like,
God.
you're supposed to be the
Therapists don't
one
fuck with
person. The one person. And you fucking abandoned me.
That's crazy.
I know. But I mean,
That's
still a
funny.
cool lady. I
But
get
yeah,
it.
it'd be cool if, like, as
But-
a society, we, like, put more,
Like,
as regularly as we get, like, physical checkups.
right.
What if we all got
Like,
mental
if people, like,
checkups?
just even...
I don't even get physical checkups.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't
I don't
either.
think that happened forever.
Yeah.
I haven't had a doctor since I had a pediatrician, so I think I was 18 when I lost that one. Is that it? Yeah, sounds right. It's the last time I went to the doctor.
lost that one.
Yeah.
Forever.
I don't know.
Yeah, same. I haven't been to a doctor.
I don't know.
since I
My
was in
mom's
high
a
school.
nurse, so anytime anything's wrong, I'm just like, hey,
Oh, yeah.
Mom. And she's
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh,
cool.
okay,
No,
you
I
just
haven't-
gotta, like, do this. I literally only go to the doctor if something is wrong.
Yeah.
Like, something
Oh
serious.
yeah, me too. Okay, so physical and mental health. America,
Fuck
we
yeah.
True.
need this.
Shouldn't
Something
be
we
so
need.
expensive.
It's
You have
No,
to
People
run
no.
for
should-
difficult to have
Cheap
access
beer
to
and
these
guns.
things.
No, no,
You
no.
I
have to
have-
run
Keep
for
doing
therapist, for president.
I've had
No
insurance.
therapy,
I've had
but-
insurance for the first time in my life. Like I got it 2 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah. Like all
I need to
grown
get-
up,
I need to
didn't
get a
have
job that does that for
insurance.
me. It's not working out.
I
Yeah.
think I'm still on
It's
my
pretty cool. I haven't
parents'.
used it
Right.
though at all because I'm like so used to.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
being-
anytime you're sick, you're like, nope, nope.
Oh man.
Tough it
all
out.
That's it.
right.
I don't know.
Get
I
some
just
7
don't
Up.
like going
Yeah,
to the doctor in
exactly, all day.
general. Like, I don't know. Because then you gotta wait in a waiting room. Then you have to fill out paperwork
Yeah.
where
There's
they ask you all these personal questions about.
Your
And then I
name.
feel like they're like,
Why do you
do
need my
you,
address?"
how often
Name.
do you drink? Do you smoke cigarettes or use tobacco? Do you use any drugs recreationally?
Why are you attacking me?
Yeah, I feel
Exactly,
attacked
that's
right
how I
now.
feel when I'm filling it out. But I'm like, I
You
know, I
just
feel like I
stop.
gotta be honest because I'm at the doctor
You
and they need
contact
to
my
know.
lawyer.
Yeah, hold on.
You should be
Like-
honest,
like
but then
my
I feel
lawyer
like I
should
get
be
in
here.
there and my doctor is like this super fit lady. She's like 50 and in like great shape, has a daughter my age who's like fucking
Yeah.
not
Nice.
doing what I'm doing.
I will say, every time I
It's
ever
like,
answered
"You're
yes
good, you're
on the "Do you
golden."
smoke cigarettes" question, and they have come in afterwards, they always ask me still. They're like, "So do you smoke cigarettes?" And I'm like, "Yes." I said
You
yes.
just want to check if you're a liar.
But yes.
You're like, bro, are you
You smoke
serious?
cigarettes? Nah. And they're like, "Us,
Dude,
that's
it's
here,
2019.
bro."
Have you not heard what they do to you? And it's like, yes, I know. I know.
Yeah.
Okay?
And then they're
Yeah.
like,
You can relax.
they're like, can I bum one?
That's funny. All right. I think I have 2 more questions. Did I get them all? No, there's more. If you could go back to take a time machine to your past and give yourself advice, what age would it be? What would you tell yourself? Boom.
Honestly, I've thought about this one a lot because I think about my younger self and what a fucking idiot she was. But to be real, if I could go back to like the time I started school, like started
4 years old.
first, like maybe not, maybe a little older than that. I don't
Okay.
know, but like I just remember like starting from like first grade is when I
Yeah.
started getting like self-conscious about like who I was, what my voice sounded like, what I looked like the things I like to do for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I could go back to young Marissa and just be like, hey, none of it matters. They're all
Yeah.
none of this is like that would
Yeah.
be cool.
That's part of life, though. Like trying
True.
to figure
That would
out
terrify
how
young
to
Marissa.
love
That's
yourself.
Nothing matters. Life is temporary.
Hey,
God is not real.
existentialism. Like, look that up. It's great.
But I don't know.
Existentialism.
Like I feel like if from day one I was like, I don't really care what people think about me.
Yeah.
It would have changed a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. True.
But maybe that would have been
Not for the
not
best.
not for the better because that's
True.
how you like build self-awareness, which is
True.
important.
That is
to
important.
have.
I've
I
never had
don't
anyone
know.
get that deep
Okay.
into my question. I like that though.
Yeah.
We're deep in this question.
I think I
But-
would just tell my younger self to play as many instruments and learn
True.
as
Me
much
too.
music as
I
possible.
think
True.
honestly,
Like use all of your free time
I
in
think
a
I-
purposeful manner.
yeah,
Also having fun. I mean, you gotta have fun when you're a kid. But
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I wasted a lot of time playing Call of Duty when I could be playing guitar.
Yeah, me too.
True.
I think that's I do sometimes wish I would have worked harder on music and kind of learning it when I was younger. But I also think that I really like kind of going through the phase of learning at this time in my life because it's a very creative time at the same time.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I would go back and change. If anything, probably that, to just play. When I tried to play guitar or something when I was younger, to just not make it about necessarily having to learn something, but just to play, play to play
Yeah.
for no specific reason, and you will figure things out. I think it took me too long to notice that that's how I learn.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a little bit older than these guys. But I would probably go back to where I was about 20 or 21 when I started playing music and just tell myself not to get as discouraged by some of the negative stuff you'll find in just the dive bar music scene and, you know, just the local music scene where you know you're doing something, but there's for a while there was this negative overall attitude in Amarillo music, and it really discouraged me, and I think I really missed out on like 4 years of creativity there because I got so discouraged and just would make stuff by myself and never show anybody, and I feel like I would go back to that point.
Was
when
it because
Yeah.
you weren't into like country?
Kind of, but it was even just little stuff, man. Even people I really respected and looked up to, you know, it would be like I would be playing a terrible, cheap guitar, and that would be the first thing they would notice. They wouldn't listen to the music. They would be like,
Yeah.
"Where'd you get that guitar?"
Stuff like
and I would
that's
have
kinda
to be like, "Oh,
common
pawn shop," because I'm
in
poor,
this
you know,
area.
like stuff like that. You
People
know,
commenting on your equipment is
Just-
a very common scheme. in
country
Amarillo.
was something that did. I got that brought up, and I used to play a lot of like very rambly 5-minute songs. And I had a guy tell me one time that people don't want to hear that shit, man. They just want to hear 2-minute quick songs. And I was
People
like,
are brutal.
Yeah.
who are you? Like, I didn't know the guy. I don't know. He
I mean,
just
that's,
told me
that's
that.
what people say about podcasts. Is like, who's gonna listen to a podcast
Yeah,
for
who's
an hour?
gonna-
You
yeah.
know, like-
I'm
Me.
millions
right
of people.
here,
I
dude.
mean, not
Yes,
mine, but other
yeah.
ones.
Yes,
Millions of
no.
people are listening right now.
But yeah, that would be my.
Yeah,
I'll
we are
back
very
to-
fortunate to kind of be in this wave of a very positive music scene in Amarillo.
Yeah, the music scene's
and I
crazy.
hope
Yeah,
it
it's so much
continues
better now.
forever.
So much.
It's
Better. It was
awesome.
And I hope
very
it
toxic for a long
flourishes.
time. I feel like, but
But I do think that I don't know if it's always been like this creative. I don't know.
If I wasn't like
Or like supportive.
involved in like comedy, I wouldn't know there was a scene. I mean, I probably would, but not to the extent that I knowledge that I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
'Cause
And,
I would
like,
just, I just
feel
wouldn't be
like-
going out to the same places as much.
Yeah, I feel like you and like Skylar and like a lot of you guys just in the comedy scene have really revived it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, for a long time,
absolutely.
the only comic I knew in Amarillo was Vinny the Mullet.
Yeah, I always
That was
hear
the only
his name gets
guy.
brought up a lot.
This was the only one I knew.
He
was
sells
the only
insurance
person-
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a pretty funny comedian at for that. I think that was around the same time that I was kind of stopping playing, but I would still go to the open mics all the time
Yeah.
and
Nice.
like check
And,
out
like,
other
I feel
people's
like,
stuff. And,
the core of all of that is like the 806 and the Golden Light kind of providing these different like platforms and like get-togethers for different things, and I feel like it's really helped me meet a lot of people, and
For sure. I
they
felt that.
and they have provided us with so many shows.
yeah,
And
so much more of
They
a
really
supporting
support
vibe
all of
in Amarillo
us.
now. Like,
it's, you need this venues to support you in order for you to support the city, and it's just like it's kind of a back and forth thing, and they've done a great job of like trying to make shit happen here. And so, like, we really appreciate specifically, like, those two places in Amarillo.
Y'all performed in Bad Magic, right?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, that was the coolest shit ever. I mean, I was on mushrooms,
Yes,
so it helped.
you were.
But still, like, that was
Yes.
like,
I'm
just
glad.
having that huge.
I'm so relieved to know that you didn't just have, like, the worst trip
The
ever
vibes,
while we were
the
playing.
vibes in Golden Light were amazing.
Good.
That was fun.
Hell
That's
yes.
good to hear. We were.
Yeah. Yeah, I was so
It was a
nervous
fun
about that because I
show.
felt like we had to rush so
It was
hard.
super rushed
Yeah.
just because it rained, and then, like,
You had to move.
I feel like it was like
everything.
5 guys moved everything.
Yeah.
There were just like 5 guys that did everything, and they killed it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a little rushed, and I think that
It turned out great.
it
though.
turned out great. I am not good at kind of like gauging what the vibe is like when I'm about to perform,
Same.
because I just feel like very in this zone. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I hope everyone's having a good time.
That was cool.
But-
I've never seen
so
that many
I'm really
people in
glad.
Golden Light. Just
I
Yes.
know,
Dude, it was
just
packed the
soaking
fuck out.
wet. It was
Yeah, that was
a
nuts.
sexy time.
It was a smelly
Wonderful.
time.
Wonderful. Can I ask how old everyone is? Is that a rude question?
No, it's
No,
not rude.
not at all.
I am 23.
I just turned 31.
Yeah, I just turned 23. Our birthdays, mine is September 9th, and his is September 10th.
No.
So, we just graduated a year.
Yeah.
Congrats.
There you go.
Thanks.
That's funny because you were talking about being high watching Nacho Libre, and I was like, I saw that in the movie theater, but I'm pretty sure I was in
I
like
was
8th
like
grade.
7.
No,
Yes.
I was good and stoned when I saw that. I think I was like 10th grade or
Okay.
11th grade maybe.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know when that shit
So maybe I was
No,
like
which
I
is
don't
why
remember.
Matt has like
But
a
I'm
lot
What
of...
was it,
25, but I
2006
probably
or
look 30.
something? Yeah,
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 2006
you've caught up.
sounds
You've
about
caught up.
right. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so Matt has like way more experience than any of us with music.
Nah.
You
And
do.
Nacho Libre.
And
Yeah,
Nacho
Nacho
Libre. Way more.
Tenacious D.
Mormons.
Saw that like 7 times in theaters for some reason.
Nice.
'cause Me and my stoner friends loved it, but
Nice.
That was one of those
But
movies I had to
I
pretend not to
clubbed.
like because I was watching with my mom. And I
yeah,
you're
yeah.
like,
You just,
This is...
I don't even understand
This is horrible.
this. Mushrooms. Yeah, right.
That's really...
classic.
Yeah, my dad showed me that movie. He was like, you should watch this. This is really funny. And I was like, I think it was probably about the same time that I watched Nacho Libre when I was like 7. So I was like, okay. I was like, this is funny. I don't really get it, but
Looks
like,
cool.
Yeah.
Dio is cool.
Jack Black has had a very deep impact on us. So-
Yes.
Jack Black.
As he should.
Yes.
Maybe he'll be.
The
Maybe
way
he'll
the
join our
Lord
band.
intended.
Maybe he'll sponsor us. Jack Black.
Jack Black.
Please.
Brand.
Please.
Wolf Brand Jack Black.
Hooey.
Fun. Okay, final question. I've only asked this probably twice, but I think it's an interesting question. It's fun to ask. It's fun to hear the answers. What do you think happens when you die?
Oh, I think about this so much.
Same.
But I think
Okay.
ultimately, I think that, nothing really happens. You
Yeah.
just kind of
Yeah.
decompose and
I wanna
just
say
the
nothing
flow
leads.
continues. If we have
Reincarnation most. That would be the coolest.
that'd be the coolest.
That would be
Be
the
the
coolest
coolest.
thing.
That would
but-
be
If you live a
coolest.
good life, because
That'd be
don't you
sick.
end up
Yeah,
something terrible
actually,
if you're
yeah.
not a good
karma
person?
has a big thing with that.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
reincarnation for chill people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, nothing for the rest.
I don't know.
You're just
the
done.
rest.
You're just game over.
Yeah.
Though, I mean, I'm inclined to believe that nothing happens because it's like before you were born, there was nothing. So, like, after you're done, there's probably nothing. But what I
Yeah.
want to believe is that when you die, your brain. Have you heard? Have you ever done DMT?
Yeah.
No,
I
I
definitely
haven't even
think
done
that-
DMT, but
Yeah.
I've like heard research about it and that like So when you're dreaming, your brain secretes DMT, but then that amount compared to the amount of when you die is like a drop versus like the fucking ocean. So like supposedly there's a scientist who's done research on it, and it's like when you die, you basically, and also what DMT does to your brain is like fucks with like your perception on time. So that's why when you're dreaming, you're really only dreaming for a matter of seconds, but it feels like hours, days, like it feels like a long time.
Yeah.
But there's a theory that when you die, your brain secretes all this DMT, and you basically like live this like eternal life in this dream state. So whatever you subconsciously believe is going to happen, like if you're a Christian, you think you're going to meet Jesus and go to heaven. When you die, that's what happens. Or if you like fucking think
It's
that nothing.
eternal?
Look
It's
like-
supposed to be eternal? Or is it just
I
supposed
mean,
to be for,
not
like,
eternal,
really
but
long
like
ass
a
time?
really
Just feels
long
like a
time.
long
Because
time.
like think about when you're dreaming,
Because there is no
that
sense of
shit's
time.
only happening for
Oh,
literally like
shit.
That's
Well,
it.
after your heart stops beating and like oxygen stops getting into your brain is still active for
Yeah.
up to like 12 seconds after you die.
Okay.
So they're thinking that during that 12 seconds, an enormous flood of DMT is shot through your brain, and then you're
So it just
He
feels
knows all
like
the
forever.
facts. I
Yeah.
only
Eternally.
know
It
like
should, yeah.
I need you to like follow me around when I don't understand something. Like actually, when it comes to
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. You gotta get a
I
setting
have
on hand.
done DMT, and I will tell you all that if that is the case, it's not going to be that bad. It's going to
Yeah.
be good.
It's
which
It's
Good
chill
visuals,
when you die.
good
like the
visuals.
the
Good,
realist in
trippy
me
visuals.
believes that more than likely like we're probably just gonna like cease to exist in blackness, and but
no,
the
you'll be getting some
optimist,
trippy visuals
the
when you die.
hopeful like little sliver in me is like, nah, dog, I'm gonna be tripping.
You'll be tripping. Yeah.
But
hopefully,
Who
yeah.
knows?
that'd be pretty chill.
I
If that's an option,
accept
yeah, I want
the
that.
fact that I just do not know.
There we go.
Same.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
These
There's
are
only
all-
one way to
That's
find
a
out.
really
That's
good
all
question,
wishful
though.
That
thinking.
is the only correct answer.
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
There you go.
Except for that dead guy.
Yeah.
Except for that dead guy.
Yeah.
He can't tell us shit.
He's got reincarnated. Yeah.
Gotta ask a medium.
Yeah, what?
Maybe.
But like, have you guys seen those videos of kids that are like, "I'm reincarnated"? They know all
Yeah.
these crazy facts about their grandparents
like-
and shit.
There's
they don't
this
know why.
kid who's like a Italian mobster, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's Johnny." It's like-
Yeah, I've seen.
That's Johnny. like,
remember
how do you
the
know how
one
to
that
smoke a
was, like-
cigar, Timmy?
Do you remember the one of the little girl, and she's like, "No, I was in Chicago in like 1943 in a fire."
It's wild.
And like, there's
but
pictures.
then there's
and
always
she's
the
like, "Yeah, that's me."
possibility
Yeah,
that their
That is
moms
just-
were
yeah,
like
show moms.
show
Funny.
moms. You're
We're gonna
be
make a
famous.
YouTube video.
Practice
For
these
sure.
lines.
Sparkle
You
on
never
this
know,
YouTube
man.
There's
video,
also another theory
bro.
that I like that our bodies, the way they put it, is like our bodies are like the television set. And like our soul is somewhat similar to the signal that the TV gets to like make an
Yeah.
image. And once you die, it's just like the TV turning off. And you like, the signal just goes back to the greater energy source of
Yeah.
the universe.
That reminds me of the Poltergeist.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's spooky season.
There's just too much we don't know to answer that question.
True.
The universe is mysterious.
Very mysterious.
I'm really glad I asked that question. Almost forgot it. Hell yeah.
Nice.
All right, guys. Well, yeah, this has been a great episode. Thank you for coming on
Yeah,
and being talkative.
Thank you so
yeah,
much,
for
man.
being
Thank
talking
you.
Yeah.
fucking line.
Having interesting things to say.
Yeah,
'cause
we've been rambling.
when there's certainly
ranty
We do
people.
that.
no disrespect to other
That's-
guests, but sometimes they just get on. They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Uh-huh.
That was my plan. I was like, okay, don't fucking talk too much. And here I am.
awesome.
But I think
No,
it's good.
definitely talk
I
too
had
much.
fun.
I enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Great.
fun.
Yeah, thanks for
Cool.
coming
Thank
on.
you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys have a show on the 5th at your house.
Yeah, we have a
Yes.
show on
On
the
the
1st of October
At
also.
Golden Light with Thelma and the Sleaze.
Thelma and
Yeah.
the Sleaze. Have you
They're
heard of it?
fucking
And Ruby.
badass
haven't.
ladies.
Is that a
Oh
play
yeah,
on
and
Thelma
Ruby
and
Ring.
Ruby Ring, yeah.
And Ruby Ring.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
I'm
like
doing
a newer.
open mic at House Bar. What time do you guys go on?
I actually don't know
honestly
when we're
don't
playing.
know.
I think it starts at 8.
8 or 8:30, something
Yeah.
like
Somewhere
that.
around
Working.
there. Which
See what I can do.
really
Yeah, dude.
means like
No worries though if you
probably
can't make it because
8:30
the
in the-
5th.
I'll be there on the
Yeah,
You'll
5th.
be there.
Boom.
And
But the one on the 1st is like, it's really cool because Thelma and the Sleaze, they're like an all-female group. They have like 5 or sometimes they have like 8 members up there, but at least 5
Wow.
Yeah.
women on stage. And then like we have 2, and then Ruby
Ruby
Ring,
Ring.
they have 2 women in their group.
so,
And there's just gonna be a lot of like
a lot
ladies
of, like,
playing instruments in
badass
No
there.
energy.
ladies.
And I just like I have never been a part of that, so I'm really excited. I'm like
Same.
specifically so excited for this show.
That's cool.
I'm
So
excited and
I don't know,
also
it's just a
like,
thing I thought I'd point out.
extremely nervous.
It's a cool thing.
But
oh yeah, me too.
anyways.
We haven't played at a bar since we were on tour, so
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I mean, I
Different
haven't seen you
energy.
guys like struggle on stage or anything, so I think it'll be fun.
thank you. Appreciate it. We are
Glad that you
I'm struggling.
can't tell.
Nah, I only struggle when I think about when I start thinking while I'm performing.
Same.
That's the key. You
That's why
gotta
you
like
need
cut off.
DMT.
Yeah, I'll do DMT on stage in
stage.
front of everybody,
Yeah.
and we'll just see what happens.
You'll be laying on the stage with your eyes closed.
Just like I am in eternity right now.
Exciting.
And then I'll wake up and be like, whoa.
All right, guys, we're doing nothing but Yoko Ono covers. All
Yeah.
that. I get it. I get it now.
I get it.
Right.
Finally understand.
First at Golden Light, 5th at your house show.
Yes.
DMT at
Find them on. You guys have an Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Dad's on
Like
Instagram.
Dad's
That's pretty much
music,
it,
yeah.
yeah.
Probably
If
on
wanna-
Do you have a
If you
Facebook?
want to know anything about us, probably go to Instagram.
Yeah, go
we
to
have
Instagram.
a Facebook. I don't like even really know how to work
we're pretty
Facebook, to be
badass.
honest.
Same.
We're pretty bad about
Facebook
it.
is not
Yeah.
so user friendly.
You know,
Instagram's fun. It's to the
Instagram.
point.
Yeah, Instagram. That's probably the place.
Instagram. Check them out on SoundCloud.
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp.
Yeah. I think the resolution on the uploads is higher on Bandcamp, right? Than on
I've never been on Bandcamp.
SoundCloud.
Probably, yeah.
I don't know if you get
Listen to it on
commercials
Bandcamp. I don't think it really
Yeah,
matters,
Bandcamp.
but Bandcamp.
Yeah, there you go, Bandcamp.
Shout out to Bandcamp. That's
Shout
a
out
cool.
to Bandcamp. Have you guys ever been to Bandcamp?
No,
Oh, well,
I actually
too
haven't.
bad.
I was in band.
I was in band too, but
I
only
was
for a
in
year.
band.
So
Same.
we went for like 3 years, but
I played the baritone, so
hell yeah.
Hey,
I can
that's
still
right.
play. I can still play Jaws.
I literally
Ooh.
talked about baritone
I was in the brass
today.
section myself.
Hot cross buns. Play the shit out
Hot
of
cross
it.
buns.
Yeah, dude.
I learned that one first on the recorder.
You were,
Baritone's
What did you
great
play in
because they're
band?
like, you're
I
doing
played
good, but we're
saxophone.
gonna
Ah,
put you
that's
in the
fucking-
corner.
Dude, I know.
I wanted to
fucking-
play saxophone. No, I wanted to play percussion
Same,
really
but they
bad.
never
wouldn't
let
me.
girls be in percussion at my school. For real,
Same. I
never. It was always only boys, and I put percussion as my, cause like they let us fill out a list of like 1 to 5, like which one you'd rather do, and I put percussion as number 1, and they didn't even let me try out for
Yeah, they
percussion.
didn't
The
let me-
first thing they made me play was flute, and then clarinet, and I couldn't do either of those. And then they're like, "All right, here, try this saxophone." And I was like, "All right,
That's
cool."
cool, though.
And they were
I
like,
would've
"Okay,
liked
you
to
can
play
do it."
Saxophones are
So
dope.
cool.
Saxophones are dope.
But I was honestly so bitter
Shout out
because
to
I just
Andy.
wanted to do
Shout out to
percussion
Andy.
more than anything.
Love you, Andy.
Come
True.
back.
I just want to know how to play
Andy
Careless
Landis.
Whisper.
Hell yeah.
Well.
I didn't even get to try out. He was like, "You're a French horn player," and I was like, "Fuck you! What does that mean?" And I played French horn for 3 years, and I was fucking good at it too.
Oh yeah.
But
That was
I actually
horrible.
didn't really learn how to read music that whole time. I really didn't. I didn't get it, and then I just kind of like cheated my way through it. Like I would just hear other people play it, and so I'd know how it's supposed to sound. Like I just
Nice.
learned the song by
That's
ear.
more
That's how
impressive.
I always learn, and
It's way more cool.
that's how I continue to do it. But I've just never. But it's also like so many people find it really easy to read music,
Mhm.
and I feel stupid for not being able to like. I just don't get it. But
Yeah.
I think I could if I like really tried.
Mhm.
But I just I've just always kind of found a way around that.
I was listening to a Gary Clark Jr. interview, and he said he couldn't read music.
He's so cool.
And I thought that was so crazy. And
him.
I told that to one of my friends. He's like, a lot of artists don't read music. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't know that. Just,
Yeah, I can
thought
kind
that was an
of. I
anomaly
kind of
thing.
understand some things just from like being in band and like producing and stuff, but not much at all. And that's not how I like go about trying to learn and write and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Every good boy does fine. I remember that.
Yes.
That's all I remember. And FACE.
FACE.
I
Forgot
can't
about
read
that
it, though.
one.
Yeah, that's all I know. So, but okay, guys.
Same.
We'll go ahead and wrap it up. Thanks for
Cool.
being on here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Peace out, world.
I'm Furnace. I'm 53 years old, and I've been golfing all my life. I eat golf. I sleep golf. My wife get mad at me. All I do is golf. So somebody said, Thurnis, why you go? Why you golf, Thurnis? Hey, Thurnis, why you golf? I said, guess what I said? Because. Hey, I'm Thurnis. I'm about 53 years old, and I love golfing. You know, I used to be a gangster back then, you know, doing stuff, stealing stuff, cheese, food, bread, onions. Nah, I just golf. All I do is golf. I just fucking golf. I hit the 8-hole. My bronchitis fucking up. This is one time, I'm at the golf course, you know, it's a good sunny fucking day. I'm playing, I hit the ball. I see some nigga going out there grabbing my balls. I go out there and say, hey, you let my balls go. These is my balls. He wouldn't let go of my balls. So I had to say, hey, if you don't let go of my balls, I'm gonna fuck you up. He didn't let go of my balls. So I fucked him up. Got my balls back, and I went home. Crazy story, huh? Fucking story. I went after the nigga grabbed my balls. He had it in his hand. I'm like, them my balls. Give me my fucking balls back. Balls. Fuck Arnold Palmer. I don't drink that shit. Somebody say, hey, Thurnis. Hey, Thurnis. Hey, Thurnis. Hey, Thurnis. Hey. I said, what?
I forgot about this video.
He said, why you love to golf? Thurnis. I said, because. And that's all I said. I'm at the Masters, you know, all my life I just wanted to be at the Masters, and I finally get there, and some nigga named Phil Nicholson gonna come up to me and say, hey, you ain't supposed to be here. I said, what you mean? Then he said, I'm sorry, I thought you was Tiger Woods. I'm like, I know. See that motherfucking stroke. Wow. On a bitch. I'm sweating. All that goddamn golfing I do. I'm tired. Nigga, I ain't seen my son in 3 years. That nigga only 4. I've been golfing. I don't take care of none of my kids. You know why? Because golfing is more important. You ever been to a golfing tournament? Would you rather see your son sing in a choir? That little nigga gay or something. I'm like, nigga, I'm gonna play golf.